right. Hello and welcome to everyone, wherever you are, whenever you are. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever the case may be. Hi. Thank you for finding the Orioles BirdWatcher channel. I'm Steve, a.k.a. the BirdWatcher, here for a special presentation of Orioles baseball. It's Grapefruit League action between the Baltimore Orioles and the Philadelphia Phillies. And I'll be giving you the play-by-play from Ed Smith Stadium in Sarasota, Florida. Just waking up over here. I live in Thailand, by the way. How you doing there, Dead Space? Sean, look at this. People are already coming in. Hey, would you guys mind giving me a thumbs up or some indication that I sound okay? Because I don't wear headphones. I can't really wear headphones. I have a medical condition that makes things in my face feel bad when I'm wearing headphones. So, too much playing that rock and roll back in the day, I guess. Right. So, let me tell you what's happening today. We've got a probable starting matchup between Dean Kremer for the Orioles. 2-1 record in the spring with a 4.38 ERA. He'll be taking on Taijuan Walker for the Phillies. No record with an ERA of 4.5. Gunnar Henderson making his way. I was worried. The broadcast is indeed on. Masson, ladies and gentlemen. Masson is showing a game. Can you believe it? The announcers are still up in Baltimore, though, right? There's Gunnar making his way out from right field. And we'll take a look at the Orioles lineup. It's right here in front of us. We got Cedric Mullins back in the leadoff spot. I like to see him there. Now I like to see him perform there. Adley Rutschman in the 2-hole. Gunnar Henderson will bat third. Anthony Santander. Oh, by the way, folks, I live in Thailand. It's currently 5:04 a.m. And I woke up at 4:20. That wasn't, on purpose. But I did wake up at 4:20. So, yeah, do forgive me while I sip my coffee and make several verbal blunders while giving you this presentation. I'm starting to adjust. Yes, Anthony Santander is batting cleanup. Ryan Mountcastle, hey, he's back in the lineup. He had some neck stiffness for about 3-4 days, but he's back. He's playing first, and he's hitting fifth. Ryan O'Hearn will DH, so we got both of our first baseman / DH platoon guys in there together. Ramon Urias is at third. More about him to come from me later, you can bet. Jorge Mateo at second base, batting eighth. And finally, maybe making his final start. I don't know. We'll see. Ryan McKenna batting ninth and playing in left. Yes, sir. This stream is sponsored by just the concept of coffee. I've got the Yahoo interface up as opposed to the MLB.com page, simply because the Yahoo page is a little slower, which helps me because I watch and I report right when I see it, but on the screen, stuff's already happening. I don't want stuff to get too spoiled. A little spoiled? Okay. Too spoiled? Not good. So, yeah. This stopped working after like 2 innings yesterday. We'll see how far we get today. But let me see while I have a chance if I can look up the Phillies lineup. Again, Taijuan Walker will be on the mound. Oh, God, why do you have a lineup card like this? Who's supposed to read this? Is it left to right or... Why do you make a lineup card like this, Philly? Why you got to be so cute? How difficult is it to list 9 names from top to bottom? What is this? What am I looking at here? Fine, whatever. All right, we got Kyle Schwarber leading off and DHing, as he does. Trey Turner at short. Bryson Stott at second. Brandon Marsh, the cleanup hitter. Jordan Luplow at first. Garrett Stubbs is the catcher. Jake Cave in right. Christian Pache, the center fielder. Cody Clemens is at third, batting ninth. Taijuan Walker once again on the mound. It is a windy day. Well, they're saying only 12 miles an hour, but they're showing the Those Florida trees, what do you call them? Palm trees? They're blowing. So we'll see. Also, a couple of more pieces of information before we get to the first pitch. Involving the Orioles, looking here on their Twitter. Congratulations. Do I read USA Today? No. I actually look for journalism. But, hey, if you're going to run a poll and people answer it, that's a collection of thought. And according to the USA Today's Reader's Choice Award, Best Ballpark in Baseball, you know it's Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Dean Kremer's first pitch to Schwarber is drilled down the right field corner. That ball is it gone or is it foul? Holy cow, I'm just now. Kremer gets another ball back. The camera work could not be worse. We're just staring at Dean Kremer after a ball that I guess went foul. Okay, it did. Wow. Schwarber hit one over 400 feet to the right of the foul pole. Here's a swing and a miss on the second pitch. So, yeah, not only are we working with a broadcast team that's not there, so basically I'm giving you as good of coverage as they are, but their camera work, I think they're working with maybe two cameras. Here's a swing to line drive caught by Mateo at second, right on the lip of the outfield grass. Mateo well positioned. Schwarber lines out, and there's one away. Yeah, top to bottom, Thomas, but come on, seriously. That Phillies lineup, you mean to tell me that's optically a good look? How difficult is it just to put out a lineup card that looks like this? I mean, really. Here's Trey Turner. First pitch is over the plate, but a little bit low for ball one. Dean Kremer. Well, there's only 4 more games left after this one. Here's a ground ball up the middle. Mateo at second. He fields it, goes to first, but there's not enough on the throw, and Turner beats it out. One speedster trying to throw out another, and Turner reaches on an infield single with one away here in the top of the first. Hey, Cam, how you doing, buddy? 1 on, 1 out. Again, Dean Kremer, as I was about to say, this is probably his last appearance. If I go and bring up the Orioles schedule, like I said, I believe there's 4 more days of baseball yet. There's 5 more games, but 1 day is a split squad. Here's the first pitch to, who's that? Bryson Stott. And it's in the dirt for ball 1, a breaking ball from Dean Kremer. Orioles. Next one is also. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, it's 1-1. I missed a pitch. I admit. I'm sitting here trying to get the schedule up at the behest of watching the game and telling you what's happening. I apologize. 1-1, the count on Stott, and here's a throw to first. Turner dives back in safely. I don't want this. I want the spring training schedule, please. Yeah, what's the news on Bryce Harper? I heard there was an update, but I haven't read the update. Here comes the 1-1 to Stott, and a pitch on the outside edge is fouled away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So, yeah, if Kramer's pitching today, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 25th would be his next natural day. And as you can see, no baseball. Then you got Burns on opening day. So we're not going to see Kremer again until possibly if Grayson is your number 2 starter. If Kramer's your 3 starter, we're seeing him on the last day of March in the final game of the opening series against the Angels. If not, we're going to see him against the Royals in the first couple of days of April. So, yeah, this is probably going to be it for Kremer for a bit. 1-2, the count on Stott. Runner at first, here in the top of the first. And another check. Ooh, that was close. Turner's back in. I believe that's the second disengagement of this at-bat. So Trey's going to have a little bit more of a advantage at this point if he does want to take off. 2 strikes on the batter. Hey there, PAS. How you doing? pull up a chair, grab a Dr. Pepper. That's going to be a good one. Here's a pitch on the outside and a throw down to first. There you go, Adley. Adley Rutschman always thinking. We use our 2 disengagements on Trey Turner. But Adley's like, hey, there's no rule that says I can't try to pick you off. It was worth a try. All right, the 2-2 coming to Bryson Stott. And Kremer wanted that call. Adley framed it, but the umpire said no. That ball was belt high on the outside corner, but apparently too high or either too outside. I couldn't tell you what the umpire wanted there. Looked pretty good to me. The count runs full. Turner will probably be off with the pitch with the 1 away. And the pitch is fouled back. I could see Gunnar Henderson breaking to second at the bottom of the screen, so Turner indeed was taking off. Here's a shot of him retreating back to first after that foul ball. So, yeah, expect Turner to be running here until this at-bat is over. Full count on Bryson Stott. We're just getting started. Top of the first here in Sarasota, Ed Smith Stadium. Baltimore Orioles playing the Philadelphia Phillies. The next pitch from Kremer is swung on, hit on the ground, and Urias will take that ball in front of Gunnar, throw to first for the out, and there are 2 down. It'll be a, 5-3 play with Turner now on second base. So we have a runner in scoring position, 2 down. And that'll bring up Brandon Marsh. Yes, Brandon, that hair, wow. You know who I feel most sorry for? It's probably not Blake Snell and his contract or Jordan Montgomery. I feel the most sorry for Brandon Marsh's shower drain. Like, that's got to be like a half-hour chore every day. All right, there's a breaking ball and a beauty from Kremer in there for a called strike. 0-1 to Marsh. I mean, this guy is a human. Is he the first Yeti in professional baseball? I'm not sure if that's true. The 0-1 count is fouled back. 1-1 on Marsh. Look, I'm not making fun of the guy. I love the look. The high socks, the ridiculous amount of hair. I just wonder if he'd be rocking this look if he played, for the Marlins or the Rangers, or it's butt hot all the time. Oh, it looks like my broadcast just froze. Fantastic. All right. And there you go. Brandon Marsh strikes out. Sorry, I missed a pitch in between. But he strikes out swinging to end the inning. So Kremer gets through it. He gives up a single to Trey Turner, but no problems. He's out of it. We'll go to the bottom of the first. It's Philadelphia 0 and the Orioles coming up. Are you doing any more spring training games this week? Thomas, I looked at the schedule. Tomorrow's game against the Red Sox is on, and the Pirates game is not. So I'm thinking I would do the Sox and not the Pirates, but since you're asking, I'm wondering if you're wanting to do the Red Sox game, is that going to be an issue with both of us doing it? What was that? Something just flew onto my microphone. Great. Look, it's too early for Thailand bugs, okay? Can the sun come up first, at least? I really, I need time to settle in. Okay, Taijuan Walker is getting ready. Yeah, let me know what you think there, Thomas. I don't mind if we both do it. I don't mind if you think, if you're in the mood. Oh, you're doing the Bruins? All right, I'll do the game then. First pitch to Cedric Mullins from Walker is in the dirt for ball 1. All right, we're back underway here, bottom of the first. Walker went 15-6 for the Phillies last season, a 4.38 ERA. The next pitch is up and away for, what is that, ball 1? I mean, there isn't even there you go, ball 2. 2-0 the count. For a minute there, Masson didn't even have a scoreboard. It was like I was watching 80s baseball again. Next pitch is outside, 3-0. 3-0 the count on Mullins. And also, this interface was working fine in the top of the first. Oh, there it goes. It just switched over. The 3-0 pitch is a called strike. Just catching the outside edge. Didn't quite hit the glove Catcher had to frame it a bit, but on a 3-0 pitch, the umpire said, okay, I'll give it to you. The 3-1, that one is well outside, and Mullins takes a walk. It's kind of interesting. I say interesting. I guess I mean to say I don't like it. Mullins lost the dreads. There's nothing popping out of his hat. Once again, it's Mullins leading off, Adley Rutschman batting second, Gunnar third, Santander in the cleanup spot. Mountcastle is back from a neck stiffness batting fifth. And now they just took the lineup card away, so now I actually have to go and look for it again. O'Hearn bats sixth, followed by Ramon Urias, Jorge Mateo, and then Ryan McKenna. Okay, want to know the count here on Adley. Batting from the left side against the right-handed Walker. Rutschman hitting .233 in the spring with a couple of bombs. Here's a pickoff attempt, and ooh, that was very close. An emphatic safe call by the umpire, and Mullins. Oof. Well, your uniform's dirty already. You look like you've been playing all day. That's good. I got to see a replay. That was close. Ooh, buddy. No, that. You need to slow it down. Again, Masson spring training coverage. Don't expect to see what you would in a regular game. But Mullins, very luckily, is still on first base. 1-1 the count after a pitch in the dirt. And Mullins taking a lead. Here's a good look at both Walker and Mullins in the same frame. And this one's outside, 2-1 to Rutschman. Oh, yeah, March Madness. March Madness coming on. Oh, I tell you what, it is the best time of year for sports, isn't it? Here's a swing and a ground ball. Could be two, but it's bobbled by the second baseman. He can only go to first, and he does get Rutschman. Wow, that was a routine DP ball bobbled by Bryson Stott. There's no error on the play because you can't assume two, but really, you can. You know, they got to revisit that whole, you can't get an error on a double play ball if you get one out. Because, I mean, if it is tailor-made and you're a professional ball player and you clearly make a gaffe, it's an error. I'm sorry. You made an error. Anyway, one out, runner at second, and here comes Gunnar. First pitch to him is outside, 1-0. Mullins at second. Pitch is swung on and drilled down the right field corner, but foul. Boy, Gunnar turned on that one. And there's a fan down there smiling that there's a screen now between him and live baseballs flying at him 100 miles an hour. The 1-1 is a breaking ball just off the plate outside. Mullins at second. No score here in the bottom of the first. The 2-1 is a check swing in the dirt. They appeal. And wide cut to the third base umpire. They don't cut to the umpire, but the count is now 2-2, so it's safe to say he did swing, at least according to the third base umpire. The 2-2 pitch is up and away. The count runs full. All right. We got action. Gunnar at the plate, full count with a runner at second, one down. Walker from the stretch. The pitch is hit on the ground, and on the right side, Bryson Stott with a sliding stop, and he's safe at first. Gunnar beats it out. Gunnar hustling down the line all the way like he does. Oh, boy, God, everything about Gunnar's game is fun to watch. I mean, this ball's hit to the right side, right in front of him. If they make the play without, any hesitation, he's probably out. But there was a bit of hesitation. He ran hard. He beats it out. First and third, one away. And does that bring up Mountie now? We got Mountie coming up. By the way, folks, if you are watching, I appreciate you being here. Feel free to hang out. You can lurk. You can chat it up. It's a place. It's a community. Thanks for the likes. We got 7 people at the moment. I appreciate it. Get a shot of the crowd here. Here's a little boy there with some sunglasses falling off his face. It's adorable. Baseball in the spring. You got to love it. Cedric Mullins at third. Gunnar Henderson at first. 1 down. And it's, oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. This lineup is so stacked. Before we get to Mountcastle, ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Santander at the plate. And the first pitch to him is upstairs for ball 1. Taijuan Walker getting himself into trouble here in the first. I tell you what, how many pitchers are going to dread that first inning trying to get through the likes of Adley and Gunnar without giving up at least a run? Here's the next offering, a swing and a miss. A pitch on the outside black. Santander came up empty. 1-1 the count. The entire Orioles dugout is up on the top step, leaning over the railing. They're enjoying the action. Here's a pickoff attempt at first, and Gunnar's back in diving. Not as close as the Mullins attempt, but close enough to maybe make Gunnar think second about how big of a lead he's taken there. Gunnar loves to run. He loves to take that extra bag. Oh, and that's close. Oh, my goodness, I can't believe they caught him safe. Wow. Either I'm getting too old and everything looks like an out to me, or that was closer than the Mullins attempt. I mean, that was, oh, you know, he did get the hand in. That was very, very close. That was very close. But that is the second attempt on Gunnar, so now let's see what he does. 1-1 on Santander. Speed on the bags. The pitch is swung on and belted. Deep right center field. It's a moonshot. It is off the top of the wall. Oh, no, it's off the scoreboard. And then it hits the top of the wall. Bye-bye birdie. 3-run bomb from Anthony Santander, and the Orioles waste no time. It's 3-0 here in the bottom of the first. Have yourself a at-bat, Anthony Santander. Taijuan Walker maybe a little too focused on the runners. He forgot there's a guy at the plate who can mash a baseball. If you throw it too close to the center of the plate, forget about it. And that ball was center cut. See you later, Anthony Santander. My goodness. This is what the Orioles do, man. God, again, like I was saying, opposing pitchers, good luck with this lineup in the first inning without giving up something. I mean, you got one of the best on-base percentage guys in Adley. If Mullins is healthy, left-handed bat, got legs, good contact hitter when he's in his right state. Here comes Ryan Mountcastle, by the way. I missed the first pitch, and now, okay, it's even up at 1-1. The next offering, base is empty now. Ground ball to short, 2 hops. Should be routine, and it is. Mountcastle retired on a ground ball to short, and there are 2 away. How you doing, Pool? How is everybody doing? Hey, let's have a conversation. Come on, this is spring training. Once the regular season starts, my chat interaction is going to be probably limited to just between innings. But hey, this is a hangout. It's spring. First pitch to Ryan O'Hearn is in there. It was a low strike on the inside corner. 0-1 the count. And the next pitch is in the dirt. 1-1. 445 feet on that Santander homer. Yeah, that ball must have hit the top of the scoreboard, but off of the bat, I mean, the launch angle was perfect. If you're playing the show right now, if you're playing the show 24, or if you ever played, and you're playing that home run derby, you know about that launch angle. You know when you hit it just right Oh, boy. This one's hit deep left center. O'Hearn going oppo, and it's gone! Bye-bye, birdie. Ryan O'Hearn goes opposite field, and the Orioles add another. It's 4-0 here in the first. My goodness. Opening day can't get here fast enough. Hurry up. Hurry up. Pack the bags. Let's get back to Baltimore. Ryan O'Hearn. Oh, and it's fantastic because O'Hearn and Santander, they've been relatively quiet in the spring. But, boy, back-to-back right here. It's like we're right back into midseason. And there's a hug between O'Hearn and Santander at the end of the dugout. Would you look at that? The camaraderie, the chemistry. It's fantastic. Urias at the plate on a 1-0 pitch. He lines one down the left field corner, but it lands just foul. Foul by only a foot or two. Urias just missed extra bases there. Wow. When we get to a break in the action, I'll bring back up the Twitter there, and maybe we can get a look at that home run, both home runs. The 1-1 to Urias is in the dirt, 2-1. I mean, okay, 4 runs is nice, but I'm also kind of looking forward to maybe not doing a 3.5-hour game like yesterday. The 2-1 pitch, whoa, look out, up and in, 3-1. Taijuan Walker is about to throw his 30th pitch here in the first. And, yeah, we might have another occasion where the manager is going to make a move. Oh, that was a generous strike call. Urias had bent down to take off his shin guard when the umpire made a late gesture for a called strike. That ball did look a little bit outside. The count is full now, and the payoff pitch is definitely outside this time. Urias with a slight hesitation as if to say to the umpire, "Are you sure?" And then trots on down the first. So a 2-out walk, 4 runs in already, and here comes a meeting at the mound, and I think they are indeed going to take Walker out at this point. Yes, sir. Walker is gone, at least for now. We may very well see him come back out for the second inning, but for now, he has been torched, and they're going to bring in a fresh arm to try to put an end to the inning. So we're still in the bottom of the first, 4-0 Orioles, and we got a timeout, which will give me a chance maybe to take a couple bites of food, which I normally wouldn't be doing on camera in the regular season. But again, hey, it's spring training, folks. "19 people have popped in. 3 people said, hey, I want to hang out." All right. Let's keep it going. Crab fried rice this morning, Pool. Crab fried rice. It's one of those sort of bland meals you can have for an early breakfast. I don't need too much flavor. I just need something to put some fuel in my gut. Cow pad poo. Did you know the word for crab in Thai is poo? Poo. Oh, there is a look at that Santander home run. Wow, the swing, just the way the bat comes off the follow through there. Oh God, just 445 feet. Absolute blast. Okay, we're back underway here in the top of the second. Jorge Mateo we're still in the first, and we're not in the top. I'm so confused by that pitching change. Okay, Connor Ash Connor Ash is on to try to retire Jorge Mateo and get out of this first inning. First pitch is a strike. Second pitch is in the dirt, and it gets away from the catcher. Is that enough for the runner to advance? Yes, it is. So that'll put, who's up there? Santander homered. Who was the next guy? I can't keep up. Urias is on second with a wild pitch. So they're laying it on thick here in the first inning. Next one is inside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jorge Mateo. Mateo is having a pretty good spring himself. But an interesting one in the fact that he's got a pair of home runs but no steals. This guy's supposed to be our legs. Instead, he's going deep. This one's fouled away, 2-2. Ha, 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 Thomas, I know. Poo. It was a big stretch to come up with that, yeah. You get it? Because poo. The 2-2 is just a bit outside, maybe a little bit low. Count runs full. Hey, the only poo I see being consumed on stream is some of the fast food junk you guys have. Here's a line drive into left field, a base hit for Mateo. Rounding third is Urias. He's heading to the plate. The throw comes into second. Urias scores. It's 5-0 on an RBI single by Jorge Mateo, and the beat goes on. My goodness. Yeah, Thomas, make all the jokes you want while the Orioles just continue to mash. By the way, we play you guys tomorrow. Yeah, you better cover the Bruins. Yeah, buddy, I tell you what, insults really don't have any effect when you feel this good about your team. I mean, if you wanted to talk to me after that Rangers series in October, every insult would have hurt. But I've healed, and now it's a fresh slate, and the optimism is at an all-time high. Here's Ryan McKenna. That pitch is in there for a strike. It's 1-1 on him. Mateo's at first with a 5-run lead. Does he think about trying to steal? Not necessarily trying to rub it in on the Phillies. Just be nice to see our fastest player steal a base one time this spring. There he goes, and he'll steal easily. I don't even have to wait for the throw. He's in. It was an accurate throw, but Mateo got a huge jump. There was never a chance. So Mateo with his first. Thomas has got to go after the realization that these Orioles are just too tough to watch. He's got to get out of here. I appreciate it. This one's low and away to McKenna. 3-1 the count. Mateo at second. We're still in the first inning. 5-0 Orioles. They've batted around here. And the Phillies are already on their second pitcher. The 3-1 from Ash is upstairs, ball 4. And wow. The Orioles have indeed batted all the way around to the top of the order once more. Ryan McKenna takes a walk. Runners at first and second. I tell you, I might just stream one inning and say enough is enough. I've seen everything I need to see. Here comes Sed Mullins. He walked earlier in the inning. The pitch, called strike. High in the zone, but a strike nonetheless. Please throw a strike because I want to see Mullins swing the bat. Next pitch is low, but Mullins went after it and missed. No balls, 2 strikes. Will this inning come to a merciful end for the Phillies? 0-2 the count on Mullins. Mateo at second. McKenna at first. And there's a swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. The catcher is wondering, do I need to tag him? Umpire says, nah, you're good. And the inning is finally over. But the Orioles, on the back of a pair of home runs from Anthony Santander and who else hit one? Ryan O'Hearn, exactly. At the end of one, it's the Orioles 5, the Phillies nothing. And here's the Tony Tater home run for you, folks. Let's go. Why are you down there? Come on, pop up here. Look where this ball goes. I'm going to just pause it because it always freezes right at the right time here on Twitter. But boom, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look. I mean, Did you see that? Did you see where that? Did you see how? I mean, that ball not only went far, but did you see how high it went? It's just ridiculous. Yeah, I could see it actually hit off the Budweiser part of the very top of the scoreboard. An absolute bomb from Santander. How about that? All right, I enjoyed that. How about the O'Hearn home run? Not quite as majestic. It was an opposite field shot, but hey, a home run nonetheless for Mr. O'Hearn right here. Take a look. Oh, Walker knew it as soon as he got rid of it. Look at Walker's body language. Oh, Christ. That's what he's saying. Oh, Christ. Into left center. And, of course, it cuts out the part where it leaves the fence. Because who needs to see that part of the replay? Right? We're here to watch the guy run around the bases, not the ball leave the yard. Okay, great. Well, there you go. A little peek at what the Orioles did there in the first inning. Just, having themselves a time. Let's go. Here we go. Top of the second, Dean Kremer's first pitch is low and outside for ball one. And at the plate right now for the Phillies is Jordan Luplow, I believe. It should be Luplow. They don't have a name up on the screen. Jackson Holliday is not in uniform. He's just wearing a warm-up T-shirt. So apparently he's not even available today. Yeah, it is Luplow up there, and the 1-1 pitch is low and away for ball two. Okay. Yeah, you can see, again, now this is starting to fall behind. It's like the Yahoo thing gives up after one inning. Okay, there it goes. No, but I like it, though. I'd rather the interface be behind me than ahead of me. Right? It's me first. You hear it from me first. This is just some supplemental eye candy to keep you happy. All right? It's all about my voice. This is old school pirate radio. Here's a line drive into left field. It gets down for a base hit. A high fastball, and Luplow went up to get it and lined it into left for a solid single to lead off the top of the second. All right, and stepping in now is Garrett Stubbs. First pitch is fouled back on 1. Stubbs hitting .368 in the spring with a couple of RBI. The 0-1 is a check swing, but he certainly went too far. The appeal, we don't get a camera shot, but the count does go to 0-2. He definitely went on that. I don't know why they needed to appeal. The home plate umpire should have seen that pretty easily. 0-2 on Stubbs. Runner at first and nobody out. This one's up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, Tony Tater's definitely put a dent in that scoreboard pool. Let's hope he puts a few dents in the right field scoreboard at Oriole Park this year. Wait a minute. That would mean it doesn't go into the... That wouldn't be a home run, would it? Okay. The dead center field scoreboard. I'm not sure if anyone's ever hit that at Camden Yards. That's a poke. You got to hit it over all the bleachers and then hit the scoreboard. Here's a tapper in front of the plate, but it's a foul ball. And the count even up at 2-2 on Garrett Stubbs, the Philadelphia left-handed hitting catcher. I guess he's the primary backup to JT Realmuto. That's a guess. I know the name. He's not a completely obscure player, but obviously Realmuto the starter. Here's one just off the plate. Count runs full. Full count on Garrett Stubbs. Runner at first. Let's see if they put him in motion here. They cut to the shot of the runner, and he does indeed take off with the pitch, and it's ball 4. So Kremer, not what you wanted to see. After your team goes out there and puts a 5 spot up on the board, he gives up a hit and now a walk with nobody out here in the top of the second. Come on, Dino. Let's bear down here. And I'll bring up a guy with more gray in his goatee than I have. Wow. How old is this dude? I appreciate it. Here's a swing and a high fly ball down the left field corner, and it'll get back into the crowd. Foul ball. 0-1 the count on Jake Cave. Wow. I knew Cave had been around a while, but my God, he has got a gray goatee. It is white. It almost makes me feel like if I really worked hard, I could still make it to the show. 0-1 on Cave, and this one's in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. So you got Jake Cave in the lineup, and of course Brandon Marsh. Don't get confused. He's a caveman. Here's a check on second. Runner back in with a dive. Not a bad play there. They give us a replay, a timing play. Henderson came in behind the runner. Kremer with an accurate throw, but here's a foul ball straight back to the backstop for Cave. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kremer, his pitch count's getting up. Not as bad as Taijuan Walker in the first inning, but we're in the second inning here, and he's approaching 40 pitches already, and there's nobody out. 35 pitches. Here comes number 36. And this one swung on and missed. Nice breaking ball. And that'll be a strikeout. Big first out here in the inning. Hey, Card. You got to get back to your crafting. All right. Hey, you can always just keep the game playing on mute, and I can get that watch time while you do your crafting. Just saying. All right. 1 down, first and second. And the next batter for the Phillies is Christian Pache. Pache hitting .250 in the spring with a couple of homers, 4 driven in. Pache. It's a very astute, prestigious sounding name, Pache. Yes. Buffy, please, would you pass the Pache? With some Grey Poupon. 2-0 the count from Kremer. Come on, Dean, lock in. Here's a pop-up on the infield. This should be out number 2. Wait a minute, who's calling who off? Henderson takes command, makes the catch, even though he's on the second base side of the bag. That was probably Mateo's ball, but Gunner being Gunner, he says, I'll take it. 2 away, runner still at first and second. Yeah, when did this stream start? Yeah, it's about to be an hour for an inning and a half. Again, why? Why? Why did baseball speed up until I started streaming them? Here's a beauty of a curveball. Batter frozen on that one. 0-1 the count on Cody Clemens. Hitting .393, 2 homers, 7 RBI on the spring. Those are the kind of numbers that you would think. Is this guy, is Clemens expected to be a part? Is he a starter? Is he in the thinking? I really don't know about Clemens. Anybody knowledgeable about the Phillies beyond the big guys? The 0-2 to Clemens is upstairs, but he fouls it away. And the Orioles do have action in the pen as Kremer is now over 40 pitches. Again, we're still only in the second inning. We do have 2 outs, though. But if Kremer can't get out Clemens, then we may see a replacement. The 0-2 pitch is in the dirt. And a nice play by Adley. He throws back to second, but it gets into the outfield. That was probably ill-advised. The runner gets up and goes to third. Rutschman, you love to see it. He's always thinking. He's always ready to find somebody napping somewhere. But unfortunately, his throw was a bit wild, went into the outfield, and the runner at second, instead of getting picked off, gets up and now takes third base. And the runner at first, by the way, also moves up to second. So now you have 2 runners in scoring position. 2 down and a 2-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. Hey, Kremer gets out of it anyway. My goodness. Dean Kremer dances out of trouble. They work around an error and a walk and a hit. At the end of 1.5 and about 50 minutes of baseball. Have I been yelling? I'm doing my best not to yell. Even the 2 homers I caught, I wasn't giving it my full bye-bye birdie. By the way, let me know when you start seeing the sun pop up behind me. Maybe I should open the curtain. And also, folks, just to remind you that, yes, I know every one of these sports streaming channels, you got to have all that merch. You got to have all those knickknacks and stuff. This is what I got, all right? I got an Orioles poster, all right? That's what I got. I don't know where to put it. Oh, no, I just realized the poster behind me is peeling off the wall. What happened? That needs to be addressed post-haste. Hold on. Crap. Production issues. Yeah. We finally got some rain since my stream last night pull for the other channel. I was saying that we were in desperate need of rain. If you remember seeing me on that morning stream, morning for me anyway, it got very, very dark. Well, the rain did come. So it made things kind of soggy. And I'm wondering, there's kind of that sort of sogginess in the air post-rain, and now I got the fan on. The moisture, I think, might have affected my poster to peel off the wall. That's my theory. Okay, bottom of the second we go. Adley Rutschman here to lead things off, and he looks at a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. What did Rutschman do back in the first, you ask? I'm asking too. What did he do? He went 0 for 1. All that offense in the first inning, and he had nothing to do with it. No wonder I couldn't remember. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one's drilled. Oh, that sounded really nice off the bat. Back to the right field and against the wall. Rutschman will turn and head for second, and he's in with a slide. A lead-off double for Adley Rutschman. Turn on the sprinklers. Rutschman's got an extra base hit. My goodness, this team. Poor Taijuan Walker. He's going to need a walker by the time he's done pitching to get himself back to the dugout. Lead-off double for Rutschman, and, well, wouldn't you know, you got Gunnar Henderson, Anthony Santander, and Ryan Mountcastle to follow. Good luck, Taijuan. Gunnar fouls this one away. 0-1. Henderson back in the first, singled and scored. Getting his second at bat in the second inning with a runner in scoring position and nobody out. The pitch. Breaking ball, called strike. Gunnar kept the bat on his shoulders. Gave up on that one. Probably a good pitch to lay off. It was on the outer edge. Tough to do anything except wait on it and maybe go the other way. Next pitch. That one's golfed. He got around on that one. Was he too early? It's down the right field corner. Give me an indication. That ball is gone. Bye-bye, birdie. Gunnar Henderson goes yard. This team is sick. Rutschman comes in. Gunnar comes home. It's 7-0 with nobody out here in the second inning. My God. I mean, you want to talk about a warm-up for this offense. You're seeing it, folks. I'm not saying Taijuan Walker. Yeah, but Sean, again, we talked about this yesterday. In spring training, when a pitcher is forced to throw too many pitches in one inning, the manager can pull him, have him sit down, have somebody else finish the inning, and then the starter can go back out there for the next inning. It happened yesterday with Chris Bassett, and it happened again today with Taijuan Walker. Here's a swing from Santander. By the way, Sean, good to have you here. And this ball is actually caught up against the railing, I think. Yeah, Garrett Stubbs makes the catch. Santander fouls out right near the dugout. But, wow, that swing by Gunnar, low and in. Ooh, boy, did he turn on that. Yahoo's not updating? Okay. Hey, JRB. Thanks for saying hello. Thank you for spreading the love. I appreciate it. I'll do this. Yeah, the Yahoo page might have finally worn itself out. I mean, this happened again yesterday. It was working okay, and then they finally just gave up. Oh, no worries, Sean. No worries. Here's a ball hit hard to right field, and it's caught out there near the 361-foot sign. Ryan Mountcastle went opposite field. Warning track power, but it's caught out there for 2 outs. And, boy, Taijuan Walker cannot wait to hit the showers. 7 runs. I'm not sure if he's responsible for all of them because that pitcher that came in to finish the first inning, he might be on the bump for one of those runs. Let me see. No, they're all to Walker. So he's given up 7 runs and what amounts to 2 outs in the first and now 4. He's gotten 4 outs and has given up 7 runs. My goodness. Here's O'Hearn, and this one is off the plate outside. I apologize for not keeping up with every pitch. It's 2-1 on Ryan O'Hearn. Bases empty, 2 down, bottom of the second. The Orioles up a touchdown. The pitch, this one's fouled off to the right, 2-2. Yeah, okay, it looks like it's up to date now. Looks like we're back. Looks like they've caught back up. Again, guys, with the interface, it's going to be a work in progress. Hopefully, my play calling skills are up to par enough to keep you informed and entertained. Here's a swing and a foul ball. Who's up to hit here? Ryan O'Hearn. Oh, he's still at the plate. I'm sorry. 2-2 the count on O'Hearn. Base is empty. And the pitch is a swing and a miss, a ball near the dirt. O'Hearn chased, and the inning is over. But the Orioles add on 2 more runs, and they go deep once more as Gunnar Henderson. Oh, I can't wait to show you this towering drive. Let's see how far it went. Did they tell us? 443 feet. So that's the second home run by the Orioles in as many innings, topping over 440 feet. That's a home run anywhere in any part of the ballpark, and the Orioles have done it twice already. Jesus. Yeah, let's head on over for that Gunnar home run that you know is already there. Come on. Go ahead and update. Go ahead and automatically update for me. You know you wanna. You know you wanna. Come on. Uh-oh. Now I got to bring everything back up. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? Gunnar Henderson, my goodness. Where is he? Who's playing fantasy baseball this year? I'd love to know where he's supposed to be in the, the draft. Boom! Look at that. Good Lord. Again, I couldn't tell you if it's fair or foul because there's nothing out there to give you any indication of where the ball's going. But look at this. Oh, God. There's nothing better than crushing the ever-loving crap out of a baseball. Is there? Is there anything better? Okay, I can name one thing that's better, but I'm trying to keep this a family-friendly channel. It's at least the second best thing there is. All right? Maybe the best. But even if it's second best, I'll take it. My goodness, Gunnar Henderson. One more time, why don't you? Good Lord. Okay, here we go. Bottom of the second. And Kremer back on the bump. And a swing and a miss. Who's up at the plate here? Kyle Schwarber. That's right. Back to the top of the order here for the Phillies. Schwarber lined out his first time up to second. Swing and a miss. Upstairs fastball. 0-2. Schwarber. I honestly don't understand the Schwarber bat leadoff strategy as far as lineup building. I don't understand it. I'm not saying doing unconventional things can't work and that you should always go with all the established traditions of this or that. No, I give credit all the time to managers that sort of go against the grain. But just, the guy, I know he walks. I know his on base is okay, but just that's too much power. It's just too many times where it's a 1-run homer where it could have been a 2 or 3 run homer if you just bat him lower in the lineup. He's leading off the second time in this game. Nobody on base. And this one's upstairs. The count goes full on Kyle Schwarber. I mean, that's just me, right? Who am I to say? The Phillies have been a pretty successful team. The payoff pitch is swung on and fouled back. That's the 50th pitch of the day for Kremer. 7-0 Baltimore, top of the third. And, of course, the Yahoo update is going to be slow. Again, it's just going to be that way. Here, the payoff pitch once more, and it's a bit inside. Kremer will take first base on... Schwarber will take first base on Kremer's second walk of the game. 2 walks in just 2 innings plus 1 batter. You don't want to see the walks when you got a 7-run lead. Just throw strikes. It's pretty simple. Here comes Trey Turner. He had a hit in his first at bat and takes a called strike. Nobody out. Schwarber at first, but the Phillies are down 7 here early. Well, Jason, I would agree with you about the ease of schedule, but only if you're counting up until June. If you look at the month of June, It's about as tough as a month as you can put together. I believe the only team we're playing in June that isn't considered a playoff caliber team is the Cleveland Guardians. We play everybody. We've got the Braves, we got the Astros, we got the Rangers, we got the Yankees. Here's a swing and a deep fly ball to left. Oh, it's a lot of sun out there. You can barely see where this ball is going, and it does go foul. A sun-drenched left field, and apparently the Orioles camera operator doesn't know how to adjust for the lighting out there because it was just a sea of white. You could barely see where that ball was going. 1-2 the count on Turner. The pitch is swung on and missed. A nice little, not sure if that was like a slider or it had some movement on there. It wasn't a fastball. It was middle of the plate, but it had some movement on there that Turner wasn't ready for. I don't know if does Kremer have a splitter? It looked kind of like a split finger the way it moved. Either way, Turner retired, one away, runner at first, top of the third, and that'll bring up Brandon Marsh. No, I'm sorry, Bryson Stott. Boy, I'll get it right one day. Bryson Stott's 0 for 1. He grounded out back on the first. Yeah, that June schedule, I'll take a look. We'll take a look at it together here between the innings. This one's hit in the air to left. This one should stay in the park, and making the catch about 5 or 10 feet in front of the track is, who's out there on the left? McKenna. And there are 2 away. There's Brandon Marsh. Marsh struck out his first time up. Takes one high for ball 1. And the 1-0 to the caveman is swung on and fouled back. RC, you're saying wow. Get used to it. This is what we do. I know. I'm talking a lot of smack. But I'm doing it now because, of course, I would never talk smack about any game this early on. A 7-run lead in the third. I've seen those go away before. But, yeah, it's spring training. Sure, I'll rub it in a little bit. The Orioles are flexing. They've got 3 home runs in the game already, and a couple of them have been hit like 440-some feet. Here's the next pitch to Marsh, and it's in there for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner at first, top of the third. Kremer's up to 61 pitches already. That's been the worst part of this outing. He hasn't given up a run yet. He's worked his way out of some jams, which you like to see, but come regular season, you got to get that pitch count below 20-plus pitches an inning, or you're not going to make it past 5 innings. You're not even going to make 5 innings. You got to get down to that 15, 16 pitch per inning average. 20, 21, 22, that's just too much. This ball gets away, and the runner will move to second base, and it's a full count now on Brandon Marsh. So runner in scoring position now. A payoff pitch coming with 2 away. Kremer to Marsh. The pitch. Swung on and fouled away. Marsh had a pretty good cut, but he just couldn't barrel it up. My posture, by the way, but the way these things are set, my posture is terrible. I got to do something about this. I gotta just sit more this way, I guess. I don't know. It feels weird though. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Here's a hard hit ball to right field, right center. That ball's going to split the gap and get down. A run will come in to score. Brandon Marsh will have himself an RBI triple as he hustles to third and dives in safely. An RBI triple as Marsh shoots the gap in right center. And the Phillies are on the board 7-1. See, this is what I'm saying. If this were a regular season game and I'm talking trash about my Orioles being up a touchdown, then suddenly you see the Phillies get one run on the board and you're like, okay, I better shut my mouth. But, look, it's spring. The Orioles can lose every remaining game. They're still going to have themselves a fantastic spring. And that's going to spell the end of the day for Kremer. So he could not get out of the third inning. 2 outs, and I don't think you'll be seeing him come back. Break in the action. We're still in the top of the third. It's the Orioles 7, the Philadelphia Phillies 1. And in case you missed it, just one more time. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I just like watching swings like this. Look how, oh, God, just, Jesus. That ball had a family. That might be my favorite home run call these days. Whoever says that ball had a family, I think that's my favorite home run call. Because I feel that call, I mean, when you absolutely hit the ever-living crap out of a baseball, that does seem like an appropriate response. Let's see who's going to be due up here for the Orioles in the bottom of the third. Let's see. We left off with O'Hearn making the final out, I believe. I think it's going to be the bottom of the order. Urias, Mateo, and McKenna. Don't hold me to that, though. But I'm going to guess Ramon Urias is about to... Oh, wait. I'm screwing up. I forget. It's a pitching change. The Phillies are still at the plate. I'm getting ahead of myself. I guess I'm doing my best to not make this a 3.5-hour game. Coming on the bump for the Birds, it's Kyle Verbitsky. Verbitsky's 6-1 record in the minors last season with a 3.83 ERA and just over 100 innings of work. His first pitch is in the dirt outside, ball 1, and then he drops the throw back from the catcher. Okay, Verbitsky, don't show off your athleticism too much. Runner at third, 2 down, and the pitch is upstairs, 2-0. I mean, come on, dude. We have a 6-run lead. You were brought in specifically to shut the door. Throw a strike. Jordan Luplow is at the plate, by the way. He's 1 for 1 with a single. 2-0 the count on him, and the next pitch is way outside, 3-0. Come on, Verbitsky. What are you doing, dude? By the way, you're throwing the ball to Adley Rutschman. Ever heard of him? MLB.com ranked him the #1 catcher in all of baseball. That's who you got taking the ball for you. So just get the sign and throw a strike. All right, I won't call him a name. The 3-0 is outside, ball 4. Get this guy off the mound. Verbitsky, you're Verdunsky, okay? I don't know you. You're not ready for this. You don't understand the situation. Throw a strike, dude. You're sitting there worried about, I'm worried if I throw one in the zone, I'm going to get hammered. Well, guess what? If you walk everybody, you're not going to get where you want to go pitching that way. All right? I don't know why pitchers get that mentality. Like they can walk their way out of trouble. It doesn't work that way. Just throws, more gas on the fire. First and third, 2 down. And Garrett Stubbs at the plate. He walked in his first at-bat. 7-1 Orioles, but the Phillies with a chance to draw closer with 2 on and 2 out. The pitch is... That one caught the corner. Hey! Verbitsky gets a strike. Verbitsky. Can you do it again? The 1-1. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Hey, that's strike 2. That's strike 2. None of this interface makes any sense, does it? I don't know what they're doing. Can you tell how this Yahoo page just basically... Wait, what is Game Channel versus... Is this where I'm supposed... Oh, you know what? I think I'm supposed to be here. Oops. Okay, I found the better place to be. Here we are, first and third. Hey, again, it's spring training for me too. I'm learning as I'm going. And this one's fouled away. Still 1-2 on Garrett Stubbs. 2 down here in the top of the third. The Phillies have a run in. And 2 on. Dean Kremer out of the game already. The 2 runners on base are his responsibility. The pitch is in the dirt, 2-2. Yeah, there's a more inviting scorecard there, right? Mike Baumann for the Orioles has been optioned already. I thought he had a shot at making the bullpen. Really? I need to Google that. I didn't see what cuts were made. Again, I woke up at 4 in the morning. Didn't really have time to catch up on any news around the league. I just had to jump on, set up the stream, and go. So, yeah, I'll take a look at that hopefully in a sec. 3-2 pitch. There's a called strike 3, inning over. So Verbitsky comes in and finally finds a bit of command, gets the Orioles out of the inning. They do give up 1 run, but are comfortably ahead as we head to the bottom of the third, 7-1. Comfortably ahead, I guess you can say. Ooh, okay. So, yeah, Orioles roster cuts. Is there an announcement here? Okay, Vespi, who just pitched yesterday, he got sent down to Norfolk. Zimmerman is down to Norfolk. Peyton Burdick, who they claimed off the White Sox, they sent him down. And that looks to be about it from the last couple of days. I have no idea who Isaac De Leon is. Do you know who Isaac De Leon is? No photo. 1 at bat in the spring. This guy's got the same like baseball reference resume as Moonlight Graham. This guy got 1 at bat. That's all I know about this guy. Dominican player, right-handed, 6'3", 209. He's an inch taller than me and weighs 25 pounds less. Good for you. All right. Oh, no. Oh, God, I got worried. They just cut back to the broadcast, and the first thing I saw looked like a tarp being rolled out onto the field, which I was like, wait a sec, we're under blue skies. But no, it's just a preview of the Orioles opening day festivities and a giant orange carpet being rolled out onto the field. That's what that was. Boy, I can collect my breath. Okay, Zimmerman got sent down instead of Baumann. That makes more sense. Baumann's having a great spring, and I do think he's in line to make the team out of camp. I mean, if we're going to carry 2 righties, and you got Dylan Tate, I mean, I'm already saying Kimbrel and Cano are locks. Middle relief righties, Dylan Tate, and then who's your other guy? I think you got to go Baumann at this point. Other guys in the running, Jacob Webb. I think Baumann's done better. There's a couple of lefty middle guys, but we've already got Cionel Perez. We already got Danny Coulombe. I think enough is enough. And then a long lefty, whether it's Cole Irvin once John Means gets back, or Keegan Aiken while Cole Irvin's in the rotation. We got options there as well for lefties, so I don't think any of these other lefties like Nick Vespi or who's another lefty. Yeah, I think we're looking at the guys. By the way, sorry, Ramon Urias is at the plate here to lead off the bottom of the third, and the count on him right now is 2-2. Urias took a walk in his first at bat. And this pitch is low and away. Ball 3. Full count on Urias, leading off the bottom of the third. By the way, on the bump for the Phillies is Ash. This one is swung on in sort of an accidental swing by Urias. He was late getting out of the box, grounded to third, and because of that late break, he's thrown out easily. 1 away. Out of the box, I mean, yeah, it was kind of near the bag, but it's almost as if Urias expected that ball to go foul, and it certainly was not. Okay, 1 down for Jorge Mateo. First pitch is a strike. Mateo with an RBI single and a stolen base. This next pitch is inside, 1-1. That is not Ash on the bump. It says Ash on this interface. I'm trying to look at this pitcher's name. Where are my glasses? 3-0 the count on Mateo. And the pitch is off the plate. Ball 4. God. It's number 69 for the Phillies. I'll do my best to tell you who he is, but it's not a guy with 3 letters in his name. I can tell you that much. He's got tattoos on both arms. Why somebody would tat up their throwing arm, I have no idea. Why would you let anybody near your moneymaker? Oh, it is. Is it Taijuan Walker still out there? No way. It is number 99. I don't know how I didn't see that. Here's a. Oh my goodness. What in the world? What a blooper this was. A ground ball that appeared to be a double. We got a lot to break down here. Mateo apparently is out, although it was a double play attempt turned at second where one infielder flipped it to the other, but the guy receiving the flip dropped the ball. I'm trying to figure out, did he ever have control while his foot was on the bag? I'm not sure if Mateo is out. They're calling him out. So the lead runner is out. It's a fielder's choice. You look at the box score, it'll just say fielder's choice, but that was a bit of a crazy play there. 2 away. And McKenna will take over for Mateo at first as we flip back over to the top of the lineup. Sed Mullins is 0 for 1. He struck out, but he also walked back in the first and scored. His third at bat in as many innings. That's when you know the offense is clicking. Yeah, so I guess Ash came in to finish 1 inning, and then they brought Walker back out. But Walker's thrown a lot of pitches. They're not showing us the pitch count on the screen anymore, so... But I have to assume it's somewhere in the 70s. I'd love to see a pitch count. The 1-1 is just a bit low. Mullins was able to lay off 2-1. Activity in the Phillies bullpen. Ruiz, right-hander, number 66, getting loose. Wait, that's not Taijuan. That doesn't look like... That is Taijuan Walker. He wears 99. Here's a high fly ball popped up on the infield. On the shortstop side of the second base bag, the ball is caught and the inning is over. So the Orioles don't score for a change here in the third. We're 1/3 of the way through this game. Hour and 20, 2:43. Yeah, we're on pace for a 4-hour game. That's the pace we're on. Hour and 20 for the first 3 innings. Then it'll be 2 hours and 40 for another 3, and then 3 hours and 40 plus the 20 minutes. That's 4 hours for 9 innings. Fantastic. But hey, it may only be 8.5 innings because the Orioles will be ahead and they They don't hit in the bottom of the ninth. So maybe that'll shave 15 minutes off the game. I'll take it. Good Lord. We'll go to the top of the fourth. Jake Cave, Christian Pache, and Cody Clemens due up for the Phillies. Oh, this is a much better interface. We've also got some scores to check out here. Hey, by the way, if anybody's in chat with me right now and wants to chat it up, what did you think of the opener with the Dodgers and the Padres? I watched probably the first 3 innings or so. It was on for me at 5 p.m. I couldn't believe it. I'm watching a live regular season MLB game in Thailand at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. This is very unusual. Oh, the Yankees are absolutely hammering the Pirates. 8-0 at the end of 2. What do you mean watching Ryan? Is Ryan Ripken doing something during the game tomorrow? You're talking about Ryan Ripken? I mean, just as a rule of thumb, I don't plan on ever canceling a stream to watch somebody else do something. The only reason why I wouldn't do a stream is I physically can't do it, or like there's a tech issue or something like that. Here's a first pitch ground ball from Jake Cave, and he is retired quickly. 1 down here in the top of the fourth. Just what Dean Kremer needed, a 1-pitch out to lead off the inning. The next pitch to the new batter is low and away for ball 1 to Pache. Pache 0 for 1. Next pitch, swung on and foul back. Yeah, Sean. I mean, I'm all about watching other channels and their Orioles content, but I'm not gonna cancel covering a live game. And I'm a brand new channel. I'm trying to grow. I got to think about prioritizing. And yeah, me doing a stream more important than me watching someone else do theirs right now. That might sound cold. I don't mean it to sound cold. It's just the way things are. Hopefully, Sean, maybe you could do me a favor, Sean. While you're in the Ryan stream tomorrow, you can be like, hey, guys, I'm not saying leave this stream or anything, but just so you know, there is a dedicated Orioles channel that's going to cover all the games this year. In fact, he was here in chat the other day. Orioles BirdWatcher, you remember him? Sean, I need you, is what I'm basically driving at. I need you, Sean. 2 outs, and here's the first pitch strike. Is that Bryson Stott? Yeah, no curiosity is fine. Did I over-explain it? Is that what I did? I didn't mean to over-explain. But again, I don't mind if it sounds like I'm groveling. I don't care. If you can do anything to kind of help me promote the channel and point some Oriole fans in the direction of the channel when you're out there in the chats, I'd really appreciate it, man, because I'm sure you can understand when you're starting from the bottom. Here's a line drive. Is that a fair ball down the right field corner? The body language would indicate that's a foul ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Cody Clemens with 2 out here in the top of the fourth. Base is empty. Yeah, appreciate it, Sean. Just whenever it sort of organically, presents itself. I'm not saying, just shoehorn my name in some weird way that just throws everybody off. Like, what? Who? What? But if there comes a point where it's like, this would be the perfect time. Here's a hard hit ball. Live and a diving stop by Mountcastle. Flips to Kremer. And they get the out. Put a gold star next to that play. Ryan Mountcastle stops a ball going down the right field line for extra bases. Dives to his right. Whoa, wow. The glove work. He dives. His glove was near the dirt. And then the ball took a hard bounce. And he whipped the glove up a few inches off the ground to snare it. Flips it to Kremer in time to win the inning. Put a gold star on that one. That was just as admirable to watch as any of the home runs I've seen hit today. Fantastic. Ryan Mountcastle really is an underrated defensive player. You don't really hear much talked about him in terms of his defense, but he's really good at plus with that large frame. He may not have range, but his build is so big, and he's so quick to react when it comes to diving to his left or his right. He covers a lot of ground on those hard-hit balls to the right. And he's also good at quickly recovering, regaining his composure, and getting the runner out at first. Mountcastle getting it done. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. It's 7-1 Orioles. And I think I'm going to start rolling myself up a little something. Because I do believe, and yes, would you look at that, folks, I might be able to turn off this awful light and just work with the sunlight going on behind me. Let's see. Yes. Good morning, Thailand. All right. Oh, the poster, though. The poster. The poster, though. All right. Okay, welcome back, and we are working with natural light now. Jose Ruiz. Don't worry, I'll be getting a little brighter and brighter in the corner of your screen as time wears on. Ruiz came in here to start the bottom of the fourth, and he's 0-2 on Rutschman. The next pitch is in the dirt, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rutschman leading off here in the bottom of the fourth. Now, see, there is a pitcher that makes sense. He's got tattoos on his non-throwing arm. That makes sense. Rutschman swings at a ball that goes to the dirt, and the catcher will tag him to complete the out. Rutschman has some words with the umpire. Let's see what the commotion was about. Oh, I see. He swung and missed at a ball that was dropped out of the glove. And he's saying, isn't that a foul ball? But apparently he missed it entirely. Okay, that one is off the plate to Gunnar Henderson. 1 down, 1-0 on Gunnar. Hey, how about a 2 for 2 with a single and a 2-run homer and a pair of runs scored? And that was all done in the first, 2 innings. 1-1 the count on Henderson. Swung on and hit in the air to the opposite field corner, way down the line, on the foul line, near the foul pole. At the 333 sign, Brandon Marsh makes the catch. Henderson retired, 2 away. Now we're moving. Now the game's moving quickly. Now that the sun is up. Here's Santander. He takes a called strike. Santander probably with the sweetest swing of the day so far. A 3-run homer back in the first. He also fouled out in his last at-bat. The 0-1 pitch outside. No! Late call by the ump. This ump likes the late call, doesn't he? 1-1 the count. In fact, it seems like the more borderline the pitch, the more late the call. There was activity in the Oriole bullpen, but I did not get a chance to see who it was. This one's off the plate, 1-2. Whoops, I'm sorry. I just realized this is covering up this. This is why I need people active in chat so they can tell me, hey, idiot, let us see the scoreboard. Sorry about that, folks. The one thing about doing this sort of stream, it's Craig Kimbrell is going to get up. Well, this will be my first look at Kimbrell this spring in live action. And I want to see him go out there and set 3 guys down. And Santander gets into another one, but this one's just going to drop in front. But he split the gap again. He's got such a nice swing, just perfect swing where he's always going to right center field, just pulling the ball into the gap naturally. But this one drops in front of the center fielder and right fielder, so it'll just be a single, a 2-out single for Santander. And the batter, Ryan Mountcastle, who made that great defensive play in the top half of the inning. 1-0 on him with a ball in the dirt. He's 0 for 2, grounded out and lined out. Come on, Mountie. Swing and a miss. Oof, that ball was hittable. Hittable pitch. Mountie came up empty. The 1-1 from Ruiz is up and in. A breaking ball that got away from him. So we had Walker out there before. He wears number 99. And then you got Ruiz out here. He wears 66. It's a good thing they put names on these jerseys, or else you throw them in a pile, and these two would be hard to tell each other apart. 3-1 the count after another pitch in the dirt. Santander at first, 2 down, bottom of the 4th. Orioles 7, Phillies 1. Here at the Ed Smith Stadium in Sarasota, Florida. And the pitch to Mountie is swung on and hit in the air. It's slicing down the right field corner into foul ground. There are 3 Phillies converging, but none of them can make the play as the ball bounces either off or just onto the protective screen there in front of the crowd. So we'll do it again. Another 3-2 count coming for Ryan Mountcastle. And I can see this is saying that Gunnar is still at the plate. So this is, come on, Yahoo. I'm sure in the regular season they're going to have their act together better than this. Here's a swing and a miss, and Mountcastle strikes out to end the inning. So the Orioles go quietly for a change. In fact, that's a second inning where they haven't scored in a row. What's happened to this offense? Hey, Bass Heck, how you doing? Is it bass as in fish, or is it bass as in you're like Les Claypool from Primus? Are you a bass player, or are you a bass fisherman? If you're from Maryland, I'm going to guess bass. But I'm glad you tuned in. You tuned in just in time for a commercial break. I'm not sure if you've been following the action today, Bass, but it's been a positive day for the Birds, for the most part. Gunnar Henderson hit an absolute bomb, as did Anthony Santander. Both home runs measured in over 440 feet. And Ryan O'Hearn also went deep as well with an opposite field shot. Jorge Mateo stole his first base of the spring. And, yeah. It's been pretty good. Dean Kremer, he's only given up the 1 run through 4 innings, but It wasn't pretty. I'll be honest. His pitch count was up. Excuse me. Let me swallow this. Don't take that out of context. Grab yourself a can of pork soda, and you'll be feeling just fine. Nothing else quite like sitting around the house, swigging down them cans of swine. My name is Bud. Not to be confused with Billy Jack and Peter Dennis. My name is Bud. It's always been. 'Cause I'm the most boring son of a bitch you ever seen. I dress the blue from head to toe. It's gonna dub those except my patent shoes. I will fine most of the time. Hey, Craig Kimbrell's on the mound, and the first pitch is a breaking ball on the outside corner for a called strike. Craig Kimbrell, everybody. And there's that patented stance he takes as he gets the sign. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and hit on the ground off to the right foul. Hey there, Mr. Crinkle. How are you today? Kimbrell last season with these Phillies he's facing, 3.26 ERA, had 23 saves. Opponents hit just 181 off of him, and the K per 9 still elite, 12 and a quarter. And he strikes out Kyle Schwarber. How about that? There you go. Come on. Let's see a 1-2-3 inning with a couple of strikeouts from Kimbrell. He's facing the top of this Phillies lineup. He just struck out Schwarber. So it's an opportunity for him to show what he can do against Phillies' better players. In fact, here's another one, Trey Turner. Kimbrell versus Turner. Let's go. First pitch upstairs for ball one. So it is base heck. We're saying base because you answered Primus. Do I call you base or do I call you bass? I'm still not sure. I'm gonna call you base. Here's a swing and a foul back behind the plate. 1-1 the count on Turner. Intro music for the Orioles stream. I don't know what to do. I don't know, Paul. There's this weird thing where I have to like hit two different start stream buttons at the same time. I'm just worried about getting this thing started without a glitch. And yeah, the music, I do that for my other channel because it's, this is already attached to something big. It's a baseball thing. There are going to be eyes on this channel. Whether or not people subscribe, I don't know, but there will be eyes. And if I'm playing like, music without, I can't. Bass like the guitar. Okay, bass heck. Okay, good, bass. Good to know. Yeah, the middle infield is stacked. Corner infield. What about Kobe Mayo, man? It's ridiculous. Swing and a miss. And Kimbrell gets his second strikeout. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts on 8 pitches. Kimbrell appears to be pitching as if he's wanting to show people this is what to expect when you see me in the 9th. And to be able to sort of fabricate that mentality when the reality is it's the 5th inning of a meaningless game and you're up by 6 runs, that's a sign of a guy that understands the situation. Here's a pitch right in there for a called strike to Bryson Stott, who's 0 for 2. He grounded out and lined out. Tenth pitch coming from Kimbrell in the inning, and it's fouled back, so he's got Stott 0-2. 1 strike away from possibly striking out the side in order in this inning of relief from Craig Kimbrell. You would love to see it. You would love to see it. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt and goes all the way back to the backstop. No worries. Bases are empty. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Would be his 3rd straight. Yeah, he hasn't really been roughed up since that first appearance, right, Sean? But that's the thing about a relief pitcher. You pitch 1 bad inning, and then you got to pitch like 6 times just to, get the ERA back under control. This one's fouled away. The count's still 1-2. I will say this. I guess because of the pitch clock, that patented Kimbrel lean-in pose, it's not as long as it used to be. It's rather quick. Here's a swing and a miss. A beauty there. Oh, that was a nasty pitch from Kimbrel. And the batter looks back as if to go, wait a minute, what was that? I'm not sure what that was. He's a fastball, like curveball guy, right? That looked like a splitter or something. Did they tell us what sort of pitch that was? Oof. Give me more info on that pitch. Anyway, Kimbrel strikes out the side in order. And boy, that is what you like to see. We are halfway through this one. It's the Orioles 7 and the Phillies 1. Yep, look at that. The light is coming in. Although now the light is so bright that it's kind of keeping me in darkness. I don't know how this works when I stream when I normally do. It was a knuckle curve. Okay, so it was a curve, but it had like some... It moved like a splitter. I mean, the bottom just dropped. It came in hard, and then it just dropped. Oof. He's got one other pitch, though, I believe. I know he's pretty much a 2-pitch pitcher, but I want to say he's got one other pitch he throws on occasion. Maybe it's just a changeup. I'm not sure. I'm now eating rice that's 2.5 hours old. Okay, bottom of the 5th. Getting underway here. Ryan O'Hearn at the plate. Ruiz out there for another inning of work. First pitch is a hard hit ball on the ground, but scooped up by the first baseman. He'll tag the bag himself. And just like that, 1 up, 1 down in the bottom of the 5th. The Masson broadcast is showing Dean Kremer giving an interview from the bullpen following his 3 2/3 innings of work. 3 hits and 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. The stuff looked good, but the command was a bit concerning. Here's a pitch that was certainly inside, but for some reason the umpire says strike 1 to Ramon Urias. 0 for 1. He walked and scored, also grounded out. Next one's upstairs. Neck high to Urias, 1-1. You mean the interview lasted only 2 pitches? Was it one of those? I know there was a funny like blooper of, I can't remember who it was. It might have been Trey Turner for the Phillies, where they the booth wanted to talk to him during the game. And as soon as they said hello, it was a double play ball. And they're like, yep, well, take care, guys. Inning over now. I've done my commitment. You had me for 2 outs, and there they were. 1-2 the count on Urias. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. The Orioles have a 7-1 lead after scoring 7 runs in the first 2 innings. Here's a swing and a high fly ball from Urias. Left field, Marsh drifting in and makes an easy catch. 2 down. That'll bring up Jorge Mateo. Oh, you're talking about Craig Kimbrel had an interview. Only has the 2 pitches. Fair enough. Yeah, I know he's got 2 main pitches. And I guess I'm just going off of my, I've been playing MLB The Show now for a long time. And I know I've used Craig Kimbrel a lot over the years. And I think with the video game, they give a 2-pitch pitch or a third pitch just so there's something else. I can't remember ever having a player in the show, a pitcher that would only give you 2 options, 2 pitches. I think they just throw in a changeup just as a, whatever, third pitch option. Mateo, what happened there? He fouled the ball away and the bat got away from him. It was a dominant game those first 2 innings, RC. Things have kind of slowed down since, but there's still some positive takeaways from this game, to be sure. Here's Mateo's next pitch. It's outside 3-1. Used to, but stopped. But I bet you if you play the show and you bring Kimbrel in, he'll have the fastball, the knuckle curve, and there'll be a third option pitch of some sort, probably a changeup. They just, in the video, I love playing the show. Yeah, for whatever reason, they just won't let a 2-pitch pitcher have only 2 pitches. They got to just give them like a third pitch. It's usually, a changeup. Or even if it's say a splitter or like a sinker slider guy, they'll give him just a straight 4-seam fastball. This one's right back up the middle. Mateo is on with a base hit, a 2-out single, right back up the middle. And hey, look, you ran with a 5-run lead. This is a 6-run lead. I want to see Mateo try to swipe another bag. Again, this isn't to try to rub it in. I know, generally, there's a certain cutoff in a score where you're like, you can't be stealing bases, man. That's some Bush League stuff. But both sides should understand if Mateo runs here, it's simply just this is part of his game. He's got to work on it. You got to practice stealing bases. That's why you're here. Here's a swing, and this could be 2. Oh, no, there's already 2 out. The ball's bobbled, actually, but enough time to recover at second base to throw out McKenna. And you know what? I hope that's the last at-bat I see from McKenna ever. I hope that was it. McKenna grounds out to win the inning. We head to the 6th. It's the Orioles 7 and the Phillies 1. And I need a smoke break. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I present a different kind of stream when I'm calling baseball games. I'm a bit of a throwback guy. I'm a bit of a nostalgia guy. I smoke. But, hey, I don't encourage others to do so. But if you think all the broadcasters that you enjoy, none of them smoke, you're out of your mind. Now, obviously, they're not allowed to smoke on broadcast, but guess what? They're getting paid a lot of money. And they have a boss. I don't get any money, and I have no boss. All right. Sean, it's because he pretty much always hits grounders. Are you sure Rivera only had the cutter, Sean? I thought he had a cutter and like a 2-seamer. I thought he had a cutter that broke in on lefties, and then a 2-seamer that kind of broke in on righties. So that's sort of what made it tough, is that the ball would, have that late movement one way or the other, and it was the same looking pitch coming out of the hand, and you had to guess right, and even if you guessed right, it was hard to barrel it up. Oh, yes. Kevin Brown's suspension last season. Well, you ain't going to be seeing that anymore. Hey, Yinier Canoa's out to pitch. So we're going to see not only our closer, but our setup man as well. Cano has had a decent spring. 4 innings of work with an ERA of 2.25. That tells me he's given up just the 1 run. Brandon Marsh will lead it off. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI triple. First pitch is low and in. This is my first look at Cano this spring. I haven't seen him on the mound yet. The 1-0 is swung on and hit well, but it's snared by the second baseman on a bounce before it gets to the outfield. It's Colton Wong out there at second, so I better look at this lineup card. Looks like we're starting to get some replacements here. Connor Wong is in at second base. In fact, this lineup card on this Yahoo page, they don't even bother keeping who was in the game and then showing you who replaced. They just switch out the names. So Rutschman's out for Perez. Connor Wong is now hitting third, playing second base. Heston Kjerstad is now in right field. Tyler Nevin is at first. And Kyle Stowers is in left. He's in the 9 hole. Everybody else is still in the game. Mateo, Urias, and O'Hearn. Here's a ground ball up the middle and a base hit off Cano. That's Jordan Luplow with that base hit. A 1-out single here in the top of the 6th. When you say linchpin, I mean, as far as like sort of being the leader of that bullpen, you know, during games out there beyond the outfield fence, sort of getting the troops in line or in the clubhouse. Is he sort of the clubhouse leader amongst the bullpen guys? Yeah, I think he's got a good attitude. But we'll see. I'm sure Craig Kimbrell is going to have a positive impact with his experience and everything else. Garrett Stubbs is up there right now with a 1-2 count. Runner at first, 1 down. And the pitch from Cano is in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'm really interested in seeing what D.L. Hall is going to do for the Brewers this season. Sean, my thoughts before we made the Burns trade, you know, I knew that we went out and we got Kimbrell early, but in my mind, before we got Kimbrell, I'm like, well, who's our best closer option? I thought it was D.L. Hall. I thought D.L. Hall really showed down the stretch last season that he's got closer stuff. I just think left-handed relievers they have to prove extra for being left-handed for some reason. I mean, I kind of get the reason because you're expected to face more right-handed pitchers, but if you're a dominant pitcher, it doesn't matter. You should be getting guys out either side of the plate. And D.L. Hall's got some filthy stuff. Now that the Brewers have him, you're looking at Josh Hader 2.0 probably in the next year. If all goes well, of course. Something could go wrong. 2-2 the count on Stubbs. Runner at first, and the pitch from Cano is outside. The count runs full. Come on, Cano, find the zone. Let's do it. No need to put another runner on. The payoff pitch is off the plate outside, and Cano indeed gives up the walk. 2 runners on base with only 1 out. Come on, Yinier. Meanwhile, Gunnar Henderson is being interviewed on the Masson stream. They could have given him a nicer place to stand for this interview. He looks like he's in some sort of like disaster relief bunker. I guess it's some end of the dugout, but it looks awfully lonely and stark. Okay. Cano's got a new batter at the plate, and the first pitch is low to Jake Cave. Cave 0 for 2, struck out, grounded out. 2 runners on, 1 out. 6-run lead for the Birds. The pitch, it's a ground ball up the middle and through. Runners are moving as well. So 1 run is in, and the other goes first to third. It's an RBI single for Jake Cave, and the Phillies get their 2nd run of the ball game. It's 7-2. That ball was hit to the right of second base. The shortstop, however, was shifted near the second base bag, so between short and second, that ball had about a 2 or 3 foot window to sneak through, and that's precisely what happened. So Cano not looking too sharp here. It was actually a broken bat hit, as the replay shows the equipment manager or someone retrieving half a bat, the shard that remains. Here's Pache. He's 0 for 2, popped out and struck out. Runners at the corners, 1 down, and Cano has not looked too sharp here in his inning of work. This one's low and away, 2-0. Come on, Cano. Just throw strikes, buddy. It seems like when it comes to Cano's confidence, first of all, where is it where he releases the pitch and he has that patented leg swing that drops with that really dramatic stance he has after he lets go of a pitch? He's not doing that at here. And to me, that almost is a sign like he's not confident. I want to see that confidence in him, even if he doesn't. Yeah, I mean, he's doing the patented thing, but it's not as pronounced. Maybe he's saving up his stamina for that follow through leg stance for the regular season. Maybe that's the deal. Anyway, he's 3-0 on Pache. I mean, come on, throw a strike, buddy. This one is on the outside corner, low in the zone, and he gets the call, 3-1. Oof. Again, Stowers in left. Mullins is still out there in center. Kerstad is in right. Urias and Mateo still on the left side of the infield, while Connor Wong and Tyler Nevin are now at second and first, respectively. Perez behind the plate, and Cano just delivered ball 4. So, second walk from Cano after a single. It's been single walk the last 4 batters for Cano. And the bases are loaded. Well, this is why you don't count your chickens. Connor Clemens is up there, and with 1 swing, he could make this a 1-run ball game. Bases loaded, only 1 out here in the top of the 6th. The pitch is in the air in the center field, right to Mullins. This is going to get a run home, but you'll take it. Runner from second also moves to third, but there's 2 outs now. 7-3 the score on a sacrifice fly by Connor Clemens. All right, 2 down. Cano's thrown 20 pitches. He's given up a couple of runs. He's given up a couple of walks. He's given up a couple of hits. And it's back to the top of the order for Schwarber. Boy, this is a little scary. All right. This is a situation, Cano. Now the game is getting close. You got 2 on, 2 out, and Schwarber. You want to come on? Let's do it. This one's outside, 2-0. Come on, Cano. Cano. Rivera getting loose for the Orioles in the bullpen. And no, not Mariano. The 2-0 to Schwarber is inside 3-0, and it's not even close. I mean, the release point, as soon as Cano let go of the ball, you knew that wasn't in the zone. Easy for Schwarber to lay off. 3-0 on Schwarber. Good Lord. Come on, Cano. That's in the dirt, ball 4. Okay, I've seen enough. He's got 25 pitches in, and here comes Brandon Hyde. Hyde points to the pen, and that'll spell the end of the day for Cano. Not a good outing. 2 runs already in, and 3 more are his responsibility. 2 down, bases loaded. Break in the action. Well, everybody's worried about, Kimbrel's going to blow it up. But Cano, hey, he's Mr. Reliable. I don't know. It's been the roles have certainly reversed in this game. Kimbrel, an easy 1-2-3 strike out the side inning. While Cano, yikes. 2 hits, 3 walks. Good Lord. Good Lord. That's right, Poole. Cano's appearance today has been poop. Hey, I'm up to double-digit likes. Thanks for that, folks. And to the 4 people out there watching right now, much appreciated. Average watch time, 7.5 minutes. That means for everybody that's hung out with me for 2 hours, there's another 40 people that came in for 1 minute and said, this is stupid, and left. I see now why you got to have a background with a bunch of flair and stuff, right? You turn on to my channel, it's like, who's this guy? The lighting is terrible. There's no Orioles merch in the background. Why am I watching this guy? Okay, Yaqui. Is it Yaqui? Y-A-Q-U-I. Yaqui Rivera. In the minors last year, pitched 50 innings with an ERA of 2.52. 68 strikeouts in 50 innings, so this guy's got a strikeout pitch. Couldn't tell you what he throws. As the sun is setting down here in Sarasota. First pitch is in there for a called strike. I'm immediately impressed. Already an upgrade over Cano with a called strike to Trey Turner with the bases loaded. The next pitch over the plate, but this one's low. 1-1 the count. Oh, don't freeze on me now. Here's the next pitch. It's in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bases loaded. 2 down. The 2-1 pitch is swung on and grounded to third on a big bounce, and running over to tag the bag to get the force is Urias, and the inning is over. The Phillies add a couple of runs to make this a bit of a game. The lead is now down to 4. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Baltimore 7 and Philadelphia 3. All righty then. Due up for the Orioles in the bottom of the 6th, Cedric Mullins, unless we get a pinch hitter, along with, is it Martin Perez? Backup catcher, and Colton Wong, veteran second baseman. There's a Gunnar Henderson Rookie of the Year bobblehead night. What night is that? Oh, it's a members-only gift. Well, I'm not a member. No bobblehead for me. And we are in a canopy of darkness now in Sarasota. The sun has completely disappeared. Zach Hawk, or is it Hockey? Haake. Zach Hawk. I'll go with Hawk because that's one less syllable. The first pitch is up and into Mullins from Hawk. If it is hockey, let me know. But we're watching baseball. Well, why am I going to say hockey? The next pitch. Swung on and hit in the air. It's going to be a can of corn out there in center. Waiting on it and making the catch. One away. Mullins is retired. So a pretty quiet day after that walk to open up the game. He's gone 0 for 3. And really, he didn't do much in that first at-bat to work that walk. That was just a case of Taijuan Walker having zero command. And it was a pretty easy free pass for Mullins. So Mullins really not showing much today in terms of what he can do. Hopefully he'll get a good day at the plate before the season gets started. I'm a little worried about what he's going to be able to do for us this year. This one's upstairs to Perez. Count even up at 1-1. Just worry about his ability to stay healthy. I mean, I know he can get it in center field. I just want those legs healthy. I want him to be able to cover the ground in center. I don't mind with this lineup now. You can hit him low in the order. If he isn't hitting that, great. If you got him hitting in the bottom third of the order, that's fine for me. 2-1 the count on Perez. And this is just a bit off the plate outside, even up at, it moves to a 3-1 count. I got ahead of myself. Perez bats from the left side. The pitch is off the outside edge, and Perez draws a 1-out walk. And I'm already tired. And I've got to do my other stream from my other channel now in under 2 hours. So I'm going to have, like a half-hour break in between? And then do another 2-hour stream? What am I doing here? I don't have the endurance for this. Colton Wong at the plate, and he takes one off the plate outside. Ball 1. Wong was brought in for the spring, probably to mentor Holiday more than anything. The odds of him making the team are pretty much none or less. And it doesn't help his case, considering he hasn't exactly done anything at the plate with his appearances so far. The 1-1 to Wong is outside, 2-1. Runner at first. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. The Orioles ahead by 4, 7-3. Hawk gets the sign. And here comes the 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. A lot of outside pitches. Outside, outside, outside. That looks like Brian Baker in the Oriole bullpen getting loose. And Wong draws a walk. It is indeed Baker. He turns his back to us, and I see his name on the back. Brian Baker. Boy, I don't want to even have to talk about him. Do I have to talk about Brian Baker? I am not a Brian Baker fan. I'm sorry. As bad as seemingly every Orioles pitcher was in that series against the Rangers in the postseason, no one crapped the bed as hard as Brian Baker. Here's Heston Kjerstad. First pitch to him is foul back. First plate appearance of the game for Kjerstad. He had 3 hits in yesterday's game against the Blue Jays. That raised his average up to 261. And the 0-1 pitch is foul back. It's 0-2. First and second, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. 0-2 count on Kjerstad. Orioles up 7-3. The 0-2 is swung on and drilled. Kjerstad saw an 0-2 pitch and, it didn't quite barrel it up. It will be caught out there short of the track in right field. It looked good off the bat. But it does move the runner from second to third. However, there's 2 down now. So it's a fly ball out to right. F9 on your scorecard. First and third, 2 down. And up steps Tyler Nevin. Nevin had a home run in yesterday's game, hitting .340 on the spring. 2 homers, 5 driven in. What did he do with this guy? He's done enough in camp to make you go, well, we don't have any plans for you on our major league roster, but gee, what can you do with a guy like Nevin? I don't know. He'll be depth down in AAA, I guess. But he's depth for a position that we probably don't have to worry too much about. First base. We got O'Hearn and Mountcastle as it is. If one of those 2 were to go down, I don't see a situation where you call up Nevin. You'd probably call up Kobe Mayo. Okay, the 1-1 pitch is in there for a strike, 1-2. On deck is O'Hearn. The 1-2 is swung on and grounded foul off to the left. Not as much time as you would guess, Sean. Where did I spend a lot of my time? I mean, I was at the Cap Center a lot, saw a lot of Bullets games and Caps games. Memorial Stadium. Here's a swing and a miss from Nevin, and that'll end the inning. At the end of 6, the Orioles lead this one 7-3. What else? Cole Fieldhouse, Terps. I also would see the Hoyas at the Cap Center. Yeah, the Cap Center. Hoyas, Bullets, Capitals, 3 teams to follow in one place. Of all the venues, that is a PG County venue, the Cap Center. Also saw some concerts there. My mom took me to see Neil Diamond there when I was like 6. That was my first technical concert. Nothing to brag about. Yeah, Thomas, don't you know, I only call games that go at least 3.5 hours. I don't mess around with these silly 2-hour and 25-minute games. That's for you amateurs. I'm the frickin' J.R.R. Tolkien of baseball broadcasters. I go long. These are epic game calls, all right? These are stories of triumph. This is a journey. This is an odyssey. Due up in the 7th for the Phillies are 3 guys whose first name begins with a B. Oh, Merriweather Post Pavilion. Yes, for plenty of concerts. I think the last time I went to Merriweather, I saw the Pixies. Also, I've been to what's the horse track venue for the Preakness? What are some other venues? Let's see. I don't know. I've never seen a college football game in my area growing up. Only in other parts of the country. I guess because college football is just not a big thing in the D.C., Maryland sports. You know, it's weird. College football is so huge, pretty much everywhere else. I guess that's why I never really followed much college football. Oh yeah, Pimlico. Thank you. God, I haven't even heard the word Pimlico in 10 years. I've been living out here a long time, Sean. Memories are starting to fade. Hey, thanks, Base. Yeah, I'm. There's also a place in PG County called Rosecroft Raceway. If you've ever heard of that, that's harness racing. Yeah, exactly. The Preakness is Pimlico. I remember the Preakness. I've never actually seen the Preakness, but I have been to the track at Pimlico. Couldn't remember the name, though. Don, I've been living out on the other side of the planet now for almost a decade. Some memories are starting to fade. 2-2 the count on Bryson Stott. Sorry, Brian Baker on the mound. And he works the count full to Stott, who leads it off here in the top of the 7th. Oh, you know what else I would see at the Cap Center from time to time? Normally it would be with my friend's dad. Truck and tractor pull stuff, or like, the big monster truck rallies and all that. Boy, those are fun. The crowd that would come in for those. My goodness. I have a vivid memory that I'm not even going to bother sharing because I can't possibly do it justice enough, but it was funny. There was an older guy sitting behind me, and he was one of these guys that would just have something to say after everything for everyone within the section to hear. But for whatever reason, he would say something, and then after everything he would say, he would make like a fart sound with his mouth. It was the weirdest thing. He'd be like, "Yeah, look at that guy over there. Boy, that's a big truck he's got right there. I can't believe it. Could you see the traffic on the way? Oh, look at that right there. Hey, yeah, hand me that popcorn. I'm starving." He would just end everything with. And I'm like, why are you doing that? That happened 40 years ago now. But it happened. I guess he had some sort of verbal tick where he couldn't get out a sentence without ending it with a fart noise. Hey, Paul, you said it, not me, but notice me not trying to correct you either. How you doing, Don C? Here's a swing and going to be a base hit into right field. And I do apologize for my lack of calling the game here. You know, you get into the late innings of these spring games. Also, it's the fact that Brian Baker is out there, and I don't know if you guys heard me say when he came on the pitch that I do not like Brian Baker. And he has now given up a walk and now a hit that has put runners at first and third. Nobody out. I'm being reminded very quickly of why I don't like... I was traumatized after Baker's relief appearance, and I still can't understand why in the situation in that game against the Rangers that Brandon Hyde went to Baker when he did instead of a long reliever. I can't remember. Was it Grayson's? Was it Grayson's start where he's out of it before the end of the second inning and they start going to middle relievers? I'm like, this is a long reliever situation. Here's a stroke in the left field and another hit. A run will come in to score. Still nobody out in the inning. Baker stinks. And my poster's falling down. He's a curse, I tell you. What do I have to do? You know what? It's this thing. What happened? You know, you buy that double-sided sticky tape that's specifically designed to put posters up, and I'd be damned. Poster issues. Bryce Ball at the plate. Who is this guy? I don't know, but Baker's already fallen behind him 1-0. The pitch is a called strike. Ladies and gentlemen, alert the media. Brian Baker has thrown a strike. The 1-1 is low, and we're back to the same old Brian Baker. 3-1. Or excuse me, 2-1. I'm getting ahead of myself. Give it a few seconds. I'm sorry, Mr. Baker, but I am not a fan. Here's a swing and a hard hit ball to second. Nice play to get it to... Oh, they're going to turn two. My goodness. Thank you, defense. Thank you for preventing Brian Baker from absolutely giving up this lead. A nice double play there, started by Mateo. And that gets 2 outs. There's a runner at third. And the Orioles might be able to get out of this jam with just 1 run. Up steps Jake Cave. He drove in a pair of runs in his last at bat off a Yenier Cano. And this one's off the plate, and Baker falls behind yet another batter. I've been missing some of the chat here. I'm kind of in the same boat. I've lived in central Pennsylvania the last 6 years, but I'm right in the middle between State College and Williamsport, so I get Penn State games in the Little League World Series. That's cool being close to Williamsport. Here's a pitch off the plate, 2-0. I can't even look at the screen right now. Didn't they rebuild Hammerjacks over in Harbor East? So they did rebuild Hammerjacks, but it never got the business. Man, God, old memories. I'm trying to remember some of those early bands I saw at Hammerjacks when I was a teen. Here's a fly ball down the left field line, and in foul ground, Stowers into a dive, a sliding dive, more of a slide, I should say. He makes the catch in foul ground. Right, he slides right over the foul line and makes the catch to end the inning mercifully for Brian Baker. If Brian Baker is on the Orioles opening day roster, then something is amiss. I honestly am... It's just sometimes a certain player just gets under your skin to the point where, like, there's no redemption. There's no... You just know. There's never going to be redemption. I'm never going to be a fan. So just go away, please. I'm sorry, Brian. Oh, Thomas, is your game on? You're already calling your game, huh? Uh-oh. My game just decided to do something weird. What happened here? There we go. John Rocker. You mean Kenny Powers? By the way, this 7th inning stretch Devil's Lettuce break is brought to you by Top Rolling Papers. Top Rolling Papers. If you're an old school imbiber of the Devil's Lettuce like me, Top Rolling Papers. All right. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. Due up for the Birds. We got O'Hearn, Urias, and Mateo. Unless we see some pinch hitters. Who knows? We're in the late stages of this one. It does indeed look like O'Hearn is up there, and the broadcast picks it up with a 1-0 count. Brought to you by Zigzag. All right, and this one's just off the plate outside. 2-0 the count on Ryan O'Hearn. Next pitch is oh, hey, no, that's sprayed into the opposite field off the end of the bat. O'Hearn goes oppo. He's gone oppo with a home run earlier in the game, and now he goes oppo with a leadoff single. You love to see it. Ryan O'Hearn spraying the ball around, and he immediately gets lifted for a pinch runner. Thank you for your contribution today, Mr. O'Hearn. A solid single there and 2 hits on the day, including an opposite field home run as he gets some high fives in the dugout. I'll tell you who took his place on first as soon as I get the info. First pitch to Urias is low and away for ball 1. Urias 0 for 2 with a walk. Ground out, fly out, did score. Oh, Buglers. I remember Buglers. There's different companies out here. This sounds like a member of Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang Clan. God, I am a boomer. You see that? Rizla. You guys got the Rizla back in the States? I don't remember seeing this company before I moved out here. But I rock the Rizla myself. 3-0 the count on Urias. Whoa, up and in. My goodness, Urias goes down on his butt. Gets up, flips the bat, and will take first base. First and second now. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. $8. Well, where's here, Pool? That's actually not the most expensive. When I moved back to the States in 2015 for just 3 months, a pack of my brand in Philadelphia cost at least $8. Luckily, I bought a carton while I was on the airplane from the flight back from Thailand. I bought a carton of these Korean cigarettes that lasted me, I don't know, a few weeks or so. And I didn't have to pay some crazy amount. Unfortunately, I was trying to quit at that point. When I went out to Thailand my first time, I had stopped smoking cigarettes. I don't know for how long, but at least a year. And then when I first moved out here, I didn't smoke probably for about 2 months. And then finally I went out drinking one night. Things were going well. Somebody said, "Hey, you want to smoke?" And I'm like, "Yeah, kind of do. Kind of do." Hey, 1-1 the count on Mateo. 2 on, nobody out. In the bottom of the 7th, the Orioles trying to get this lead back big. And Mateo takes a hard swing, and it's going to go over the glove of the left fielder. Boy, that ball bounces right into the stands in left field for an automatic double. That ball was hit like a rope all the way to the wall out in left field. Mateo. Not enough under it to get it over the wall, but, man, he hit that ball hard. An RBI double, and the Orioles get one back. It's now 8-4. Ooh, that was a hard stroke off. And Mateo's posture just, man, he was like a statue standing there after that swing. You can't hit a ball any better than that. That ball was absolutely tattooed. And the Phillies are about to make a pitching change. The Orioles up 8-4 now. And maybe this Yahoo thing will tell you that here in a minute. Yeah, see, there you go, Sean. Yeah, Pool, you're out in Kansas, right? That's why it's $8. You go to a metropolitan area on the East Coast, you're paying $10. If you're in New York, probably $12. And I mean, and again, this was back like 9 years ago when I was last there. So I can't even imagine what it's like now. Let's talk about how expensive everything is in America and why I chose to say, screw that. You know, I can work 25% as hard and make 25% of the money while living twice as good because everything is like so much cheaper out here. And it's not like the quality is worse. It's the same stuff. And it's cheaper. Yeah, I know. We've got some lineup changes I can see on the Phillies card. Martinez is at short, Kingery at second, David Dahl out in left, Gallagher is the new catcher, Ball at first, Wilson at right, Stevenson in center, and Quiros, the third baseman. BirdWatcher in chat, myself and BirdWatcher were both in chat during the Ryan Ripken show. Oh, Don, you were there as well. You guys should check in on Mondays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Yeah, I will definitely do my best to, I like Ryan's content, and hopefully I'll do enough to prove to those guys that I'm serious about my Orioles coverage as well. I do come from a sports background professionally. I wrote for NBC Sports for a decade covering the English Premier League, doing my best to promote the best in world football to Americans, which, when I started that back in like 2012, I'd like to say I played a part in helping making the sport grow. I mean, now you got Messi playing over there. I know a lot of these players come over at the tail end of their careers, but the MLS is now getting stronger and stronger with each year. Soccer is getting more and more love in the States, and I love to see it because it's a great sport. Here's Cowser out to pinch hit, and this one's off the plate. It's a 1-on-1. Cowser hit I got a measurement. That home run he hit yesterday, folks, 463 feet on that. Oh, and here's Cowser hits a comebacker with the infield drawn in, but the second baseman throws home and completely throws it away. An error there. Cowser reaches, a run scores, and it's now 9-4. Hello, Celie. What is this place? It's heaven. You can call it Iowa. Oh, no disrespect at all. I'm here saying I enjoy Ryan's content. And again, I want to be a part of this community. I want to establish relationships with the likes of Ryan and other YouTubers who are, devoting, their channel to following Orioles baseball. I mean, we're all in this together. Yeah, 400 I knew it was a moonshot, but man, oh man, 460s. Yeah, I know. Oh, here's a backhander at third, and the runner will be tossed out at first. Another run will cross the plate on an RBI ground out, and the Orioles again hit double digits in the runs department. My goodness. 10 runs on 10 hits. By the way, McKay is out there pitching. I hope nobody minds that I can't keep up with all these changes. My head is spinning. And plus, I'm having more fun right now just interacting with you guys in chat. And this pitch is a strike on the inside part of the plate. Runner at third, 2 down, and 3 runs in so far for the Orioles. This is Colton Wong at the plate. He walked in his first at-bat when he took over for Gunnar Henderson. Didn't take over for him positionally. Gunnar playing short. Wong moved over to second, but they just moved Mateo over from second to short. Okay, here's the 1-1 pitch. And this one's fouled off. Let's see what else is going on here. You're thinking about moving back to Maryland? Hey, why not? There's a lot of beautiful areas in Maryland. I mean, you can't beat Maryland in terms of getting a little bit of everything. You've got your cities, you got your farm areas, you got your mountains on the west, you got your beach on the east, you got a big bay in the middle, you got all the crabs you can eat, and you're not far from some other major cities. I think Maryland is just about the best damn state in the union. How about that? I know it doesn't. I know it's not all perfect. I know my county has its share of crime issues. Even though I'm from northeast Baltimore, I spent a lot of time in Elk Ridge, Columbia, Odenton, Laurel. Yeah, you know. Look, you know if you're really from the area or not. You know I'm from the area. No disrespect. Oh, I read that already. KC built a new stadium for women's soccer. Yeah. I mean, DC United has a new stadium since I was writing about soccer. It's really hard for me to call it soccer. I'm so used to calling it football. Moonshot by Kowser. Batter's Eye. Is this the O's first game? Seeley, no. They've played about 25 games so far in the spring. It's actually winding down. The first game of the regular season will be March 28th. Here's a pitch to Kjerstad in the dirt. And the count is 1-0 on him. 2 down, runners at first and second. 3 runs in, 10-4 Orioles here in the bottom of the 7th. Females with crabs. That's why I love Maryland. Women and crabs. You miss RFK Stadium. You know, my best friend who lives in D.C., his apartment house, it's sort of a apartment house. It's like a row house, but it's on the corner of an apartment building. It's kind of hard to explain. Whatever. It's visible from RFK. Here's a ground ball base hit. Kowser comes in to score, and it's 11-4. Kjerstad with a broken bat RBI as the equipment man. Or no, that's the first base coach picking up. Now he hands it off to the kid, along with a shin guard and a few other things. A broken bat RBI single for Heston Kjerstad. Boy, that ball just split in half, like down the middle. That ball didn't break like in the. You know what I'm saying? Like it split lengthwise. That was crazy. I don't know if I've ever seen a ball or a bat break like that. He was left holding an entire bat, but it was half of a bat, if that makes any sense. It wasn't broken, in the middle of the barrel. It was broken from top to bottom. I've never seen that. But yeah, my best friend lives right next to RFK, and there's a practice area just to the left of it, and that's where DC United actually practices. So I can just walk out with a cup of coffee in the morning when I'm visiting my friend there, and even though there's a fence sort of with a tarp kind of blocking your view, you can get a glimpse right there. It's nice. Some teams played in South Korea today. Yeah, Dodgers, Padres. Those are the teams. Dodgers won game 1. I believe they're playing only 2 games, right? Going to need a ton of coffee to make it through the season. Pool, I'm going to need a ton of coffee to get through this stream and then doing my my comedy stream in like an hour and 10 minutes or whatever it is. Yeah, Seeley, that would be the thinking, right? Like the way that bat split, like was that bat corked? But you could see like the cross section when Kjerstad was holding his half of the bat that was left in his hand, and you couldn't see that little cork indention in the middle. It was straight up wood. Okay, full count here on Tyler Nevin with runners at the corners and 2 down. The payoff pitch is swung on, goes opposite field. It's dropping and in, down into the corner. Fair ball. 1 run will score. The runner from first is likely going to make it as well as the throw comes back in to no cutoff man in particular. Kjerstad comes in to score as well. It is 13-4. My God, save some of these runs for April. Everybody's hitting. Good Lord. Connor Norby. Hey. And Kobe Mayo is on deck. All right, we're going to get to see Mayo today. Hell, the way things are going, maybe we'll get 2 at-bats out of these guys. Although there's not going to be a bottom of the 9th. So it's 1 out in the 7th and then the 8th. So basically the Orioles have 4 outs left at the plate. So, yeah, maybe the odds of Mayo getting 2 at-bats is asking too much. But then again, we're scoring a lot of runs here. Norby's hitting .292 in the spring. Had a 2-run homer in yesterday's game. Swing and a miss, 0-2 the count. Hey, Seeley, thanks for stopping in. I'm sure you smashed that like button while you're here, right? I know that like count is just, it's just going up, 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 isn't it? That ball's outside. A dozen. A dirty dozen, but I'll take it. Oh, come on. You mean to tell me the Orioles run count is going to be higher than my like count? I need to at least match runs with likes. Come on, people. Swing and a miss. And Norby goes down swinging. At the end of 7, the Orioles, with a 6-run inning, now have completely put this one to bed. It's 13-4, heading to the 8th. Good Lord. Is there one brave soul out there who has not liked already that could get the like count to match the Orioles' run output? That would be fantastic. Let's see what's going on in Birdland and the Twitterverse. Let's see. He's ready. This is the Gunner Blast. Let's see what people had to say about the Gunner Blast. That ball had a family. See, I knew, I'm telling you, that might be the best home run call there is. That ball had a family. You know what I liked? I liked Ben McDonald's commentary on, I can't remember, was it Santander who hit that home run to right field at Sky Dome last year, or Rogers Center, or whatever? And it was something like, that ball's going to need a passport to get through customs or something like that. This Oriole team is full of studs. This one goes to 11, although that only says 10. Flexing, hitting off the poverty spring training Phillies. I can't. This might have put him over the hump to get in the opening day roster. Oh, joking, of course. Gunner. Yeah, will Gunner make the opening day roster? Gee, it's a tough call. Yeah, I think we'll be all right. What was the commentary on Santander's home run? That ball was blasted pretty well. Tony Tater. Baseball before being pitched to Tony Taters. I'm going to travel. And boom, there goes the dynamite. Santander goes all Weaver on Phils. Go Birds. Hey, you don't have to shout. Tony Taters. There's some tater tots. Man hits them as they grow out of the ground. It's nothing but potato references for Anthony Santander. You got to love it. You got to love this Oriole fan base. I tell you what, man, 40 years, now 40 years and change as we enter year 41 since the 83 season. We are ready. Are we not ready, Sean? Are we not ready? Is it not our turn? Here's a fly ball down the right field corner and into the dugout, the bullpen area out of play. Jacob Webb is on the mound. That was his second pitch. The count is 1-1. I loved Ben as a player growing up. Sucks. Injury hurt his career, and love him more as a broadcaster. Yeah, he's a great color guy. I never would have thought when Ben broke in the league. You know, he was that young stud pitcher. He looked like he was just full of piss and vinegar, you know. But turns out he's a really likable guy. It's hard to not like Ben McDonald. Great attitude. You can feel the Oriole fan in him. Yeah, let's make it our decade. How about that? Let's make it our decade. It's our turn. It's our turn, for God's sakes. I don't know about you, Sean, but I'm 46. I'll be 47 in May. I had my first heart bypass surgery about 2 years ago. I got some other medical issues that are basically telling me, hey, Steve, don't plan to live as long as Betty White, okay? So I'm sitting here going through some of these experiences, and I'm saying, when the hell are my Orioles going to win a pennant? And that's all I'm asking for, Sean, or anyone else listening to my crazy voice right now. Give me a pennant. Oh, this one's up and in, and that got him. Webb hits a batter, Wilson, and he will take first base. So there's a hit batter. 37-38 in October. What's that number represent? I'm sorry. I have a short-term memory. What's 37, 38 in October mean? Oh, 37 years old you are. You'll be 38 in October. Gotcha. Sorry. Don't type in the explanation. I got it. There's a bit of a lag. You probably typed it. I'm sorry. I'm sometimes a little slow. Right. So, yeah, I mean, I was only 6 years old in 83, so I was too young to enjoy whatever happened in 83, you know? Really, when baseball started to catch my eye, it was probably the 86 series. That was the Mets Red Sox series, right? Here's a swing and a miss. Yeah, like I vividly remember watching a Mets Red Sox World Series game. It wasn't the game. It might have been game one. But I just remember, I think Vin Scully was on the call, and he was going over the names of the Mets. And then he said the name Darryl Strawberry. And I just immediately, as a little boy, went, I like that name. I like the name Darryl Strawberry. I've never known somebody to have a name like Strawberry. And then I realized it seemed like everybody in baseball had a cool name. And it still continues to be that way. There's no better names in sports than baseball player names. I'm sorry. It just works out that way. I don't know why. I mean, look at Colton Cowser. How many Coltons do you know? You know a Colton? I don't. How many Hestons do you know? I know one. How many Adleys do you know? I know one. How many Gunners do you know? I know one. Yeah, Sean, if I told you what my first season of Orioles, I mean, the year I fell in love with the Orioles, and I love to tell this story over and over and over again. So, Sean, if this channel starts to grow and new people come in and I go over sort of my roots, get used to this story. It was the 1988 season when the Orioles began 0-21. By the way, one out in the top of the eighth, Kyle Schwarber at the plate with a runner on first, and Webb hits the top of the zone for strike one. 1988. The Orioles began 0-21. Now, about somewhere around the 0-10, 0-11 stage of that season, it started to become like national news, and it got my attention. And I was like, there was something in me at the time that just I've always been a fan of the underdog, you know. And I embraced that team. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get behind this team that the rest of the baseball world is laughing at right now. Because you know what? They are my home team. You know, I started learning more about, the history of things. And yeah, 1988, the 0-21 start. That's the year I started following the Orioles. That's the season. And then the 1989 season, the why not season, the following year, where they nearly went from the worst team in baseball to winning the division. I was 12 years old that summer. It's the most magical year of baseball I've seen until last year. So, yeah, that's where I come from. The 89 why not season, Frank Robinson manager, Greg Olson rookie of the year out of the bullpen. You had like Milligan at first, Tettleton behind the plate, the Ripkins up the middle. Was it Craig Worthington at third, or was it Leo Gomez? I think it was Worthington at that time. You had Orsulak, Brady Anderson, Steve Finley, Phil Bradley, Mike Devereaux, all in the outfield. You had Pete Harnish, Jeff Ballard. Ben McDonald got called up in the final weekend to make one start. Here's Schwarber up the plate, and he hits one hard off to the right. In fact, he's been up at the plate for a minute as I sit here completely not paying attention. It's 2-2 on Schwarber. Runner at first, one down. The Phillies are down by 9 here in the top of the eighth. This is a check swing. They look for an appeal, and wow, They managed to cut the camera in time to get the reaction from the third base umpire. He says no swing. The count runs full. I better put this out. Here's a ground ball off to the right, and the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes to Kyle Schwarber. Or just Brooks. I like Brooks Robinson. I know the name Brooks isn't crazy. Hell, you can watch Shawshank Redemption and find a Brooks. But there just aren't many guys out there named Brooks. Oh, there is in Maryland, thanks to generations of parents naming their son Brooks after Brooks. But before Brooks, you know what I mean? I mean, what about Mickey Tettleton? What about Mickey anything? It feels like if you're named Mickey, you've got like a 20% chance of making the majors. Yeah, Mussina was a year later. Ah, God. One of the toughest days as an Orioles fan was when you knew Mussina wasn't going to re-sign, and then you found out the news that the Yankees were going to get him. I mean, is there anything worse than losing your stud ace? And he really, until this acquisition of Burns, name me the best pitcher the Orioles have had at the top of the rotation, not named Mike Mussina, since the '83 World Series. I'll give you all the time you need. I mean, you'll come up with a name, but that name ain't going to impress. I know there's a couple of guys out there who've had, maybe like one good season out of the blue, and then maybe they become the de facto ace the next season. But as far as sustained top of the rotation stuff, yeah. That sucked when we had to let go of the Moose. And then the extra burn of him, going into the Hall with a Yankee cap on. That still stings. I mean, you've seen it, God, it's tough. You see so many Orioles. I mean, look at Adam Jones. Adam Jones loves this Orioles team. He came up with the Seattle organization. He had, time with other teams. There's a lot of people that they come to Baltimore and they become a part of a family. And the fact that Mussina just seemingly never wanted to be a part of that family just kind of hurts. Here's a strikeout for Webb, and that'll do it here in the top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Oh, right. Arrieta. I said Arteta. That's a manager over in the Premier League. Yeah, Jake Arrieta, Kevin Gossman. Right. Yeah, we've grown some aces out of our system, but then we let go of them before they reach their full potential. And even Arrieta, Gossman has sustained, himself as, a top 10 pitcher in the league for several years now. But Arrieta, that was, maybe a 2-3 year window of dominance with the Cubs. I mean, we had Scott Erickson in the mid-'90s. I mean, I guess Mussina was still on the mound, so Erickson wouldn't have been the ace. But when he came over from the Twins, he was an ace there. And there were times when Erickson looked like an ace. But now we got Burnsy. Pitching coach messed up Arrieta. I tell you, that's got to be a tough job being a pitching coach, I mean, it's one thing to be a hitting coach and be like, hey, try this little difference in your stance. Try this or that. But with pitching, you can really ruin a career, if not like get the pitcher doing something that leads to an injury. That's a responsibility I would not want to have. All right, here comes Kobe Mayo. All right, Mayo's getting an at-bat here in the bottom of the 8th. This should be the final inning at the plate for the Orioles with a 9-run lead. First pitch to him is inside. So I will be watching every pitch of this at-bat because I love me some Mayo. This one looks like a two-seamer on the outside that clips the outside corner for a called strike. 1-1. Carlos Francisco is on the mound. He's only pitched 2 1/3 innings in 5 appearances in the spring. Wait, how have you pitched 5 games and only 2 1/3? What are you getting, 1 out at a time? Apparently, I don't know. Mayo's hitting .417 on the spring, and he's got a 1-2 count. Come on, Kobe. Show me that sweet swing. Oh, up and in, and it hit him on the arm. God damn you, Francisco. Don't you go hit one of our prospects? That ball wasn't thrown too hard, and it looked like it got him on the meat of the arm. But damn it. Get it under control, buddy. That's our third baseman of the future right there. Ugh, God, I always get scared about potential injuries right before the season gets going. I feel like that happens every time I play the show. Every time I play the show, like I play in franchise mode, I work my way into September. I'm inching towards the playoffs, and then one of my star players goes down with a season injury, like 3 games before the playoffs. I'm like, come on, really? I just lost Tatis. I just lost my best hitter all year, and now the playoffs are here. Same pitching coach messed up Britton as a starter because they wouldn't let him throw his sinker. Then Buck came in. Well, Sean, wouldn't that be an example of sometimes the wrong thing brings the right results? I don't know if Zach Britton would have panned out as a starter, at least in terms of being as effective as he was as a closer. I mean, he was the most dominant closer in the game, I feel, for about a 3-4 year stretch there, right? Unhittable. Unhittable. I just don't know if you can do that sort of thing as a starter, though. Here's a Maton coming in for an at-bat, and he strikes out with a ball in the dirt. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th. Kyle Stowers at the plate. First at-bat. Pitches upstairs for ball 1. Hey, by the way, this interface has been pretty good today in terms of not only not glitching out, but also being pretty much in line with the timing of me calling the game. Here's a swing and a miss, and the count 1-1. Although I do see already that, in fact, the interface is a little bit ahead because they have Cowser already up. As they show the man in the stands who caught a foul ball looking for someone to give it to, and the little boy gets the ball. That's always a nice thing. Here's that ground ball that we knew already happened. Second base. The runner advances to second from first, but it's a ground ball out there. And here comes Cowser, getting his second at-bat of the day. Oh for 1 on the score sheet, but a productive 0 for 1. He's got a run scored and a run driven in. This one's low and in for ball 1. 13-4 Orioles here in the bottom of the 8th. Wrapping it up against the Phillies. I believe this would be the 20th win of the spring, barring some kind of wild. I don't even think the umpires would allow the Phillies to come back. You know what I mean? Like everything's going to be a strike in the ninth inning. Colton Cowser has a 1-1 count. The pitch to him is just a little bit low. Had the plate, but a little bit low. 2-1. And I am tired. This is officially a 3-hour game in the next 2 minutes. The pitch is in the dirt. 3-1 the count. In fact, this is, the game's getting long because I'm looking at the stands, and it is thinning out down there in Sarasota. There are more people on their feet sort of shuffling around the concourse than there are sitting in the stands. That'll be ball 4. Cowser draws a walk. Pushes another runner to second. First and second, 2 down for Perez, who came in to replace Rutschman at catcher. Just goes to show how the coaching in the early aughts messed up a lot. I think Lopez, Cabrera, Bedard, and others had more in them. Daniel Cabrera, God. Just the command was never, ever there. I don't know if anybody could have gotten that command under control. Bedard had a couple of good years, though, right? Didn't Bedard get a All-Star game? God, I haven't even thought about Eric Bedard in a while. Well, he finished 5th in the Cy Young Award vote. So he did have one very good season. I remember him having one really good season. I thought he might have made the All-Star game, but he did. He finished 5th in the Cy Young. What did he do that year? Let's see. The record, 13-5 with a 3.16 ERA. 221 strikeouts in 182 innings. That is fantastic. Yeah, Bedard was good that year. Here's a pop-up from Colton Wong into right center. The right fielder will make this play, and that'll end the 8th. We go to the 9th. Probably 3 outs left in this one, folks. The Orioles in command, 13-4. About to wrap this puppy up, and I got another stream that starts at the top of the next hour. Holy Toledo. Whose idea was this? When am I ever going to play the show? I got the show downloaded, and I don't have any time to play it. Ugh. I got the brand new show. I only buy the show every 2 or 3 years because they don't do enough to change the game. But I was like, you know what? Even though I just bought the last one 2 seasons ago, this one is going to have an Orioles team on it. The 101-win Orioles team. I just want this preserved. I want this in my collection. This version of the show. I'm probably going to be playing it for years. Though if the Orioles do put up a dynasty, I'll be buying the same game every year. I don't care. Just give me the game in the years the Orioles are good. And let's say 15 years from now or something, we're back to being perennial basement dwellers. Well, I can always whip out that game from 2024 and relive those memories. Pool, why are you covering your ears? Pool, why are you covering your ears? Was I yelling? Was I yelling, Pool? Was Daniel Cabrera sent to Seattle as part of the Adam Jones deal? Man, it's so weird to have these memories come back. Sean, I'm telling you right now, there is a window of Orioles baseball where, I can't sit here and act like I was the number one fan because I wasn't. I couldn't be. Career things. When you're covering a sport for a living, it's kind of hard to dedicate time to any other sport other than just sort of, reading the box scores and that sort of thing. Oh, Bedard. Oh, Bedard. Right. I remember now. Yeah, Bedard was in the Jones deal. Yeah. Yeah. He went to Seattle, and they expected him to, kind of be at the top of the rotation, but I guess things didn't work out so hot. I don't think he was. Melky Cabrera. No, not Melky. We're talking about Daniel Cabrera. Poole, you probably don't know Daniel Cabrera. He wasn't very good. Melky, on the other hand, the Milkman. What is it about Melky? What didn't he get caught with the PEDs? I want to say Melky got into a lot of trouble with the PEDs. By the way, I don't know if this commercial break is like in pause or what, because it feels like it's been a commercial break for a long time. I don't know if my channel froze or what. All right, Chris Tillman, yeah. Tillman was supposed to be another guy that we were supposed to make a frontline starter. Didn't quite work out. Guys, I might not be able to call this final top of the ninth. Let me go ahead and try and refresh this. I got a feeling this froze on me. Because, usually when you got that MLB TV commercial in progress thing up, there's some kind of motion going on that lets you know that, you're not frozen. But this thing looks frozen to me. Oh, no. Well, guys, this might have to end somewhat anticlimactically, because I might be able to get this game back up. Maybe whoever's broadcasting it said, enough's enough, this game is over, and we need to show you a rerun of Charles in Charge or something. Anything will get better ratings than the ninth inning of a spring training blowout game. Right? I don't think I'm going to be able to get this game back. There's 2 outs in the ninth, okay? Stevenson flied out. Quiros popped out. I couldn't tell you to who or how. And I'm honestly not even going to bother trying anymore with this. In fact, I'm going to unplug the HDMI cable right now, too. Screw it. Hey, let's just talk while we wait for this game to go final together on the screen. How was today's broadcast there, Sean? Did you enjoy it? I know once we got around the 6th inning or so, I stopped doing my best at providing every moment of action like a good radio announcer should, and just started going on tangents about various things. But until I started going off on tangents, not bad, right? I feel your pain, Sean. I can feel it coming through the chat, man. You are not happy with the Orioles pitching coaches from that era. I understand. But, responsibilities tend to always, the buck stops at the top of the chain, right? At some point, somebody was in charge of allowing pitching coaches that were doing bad work to hang around long enough to do bad work. So the GM at the time, maybe, or who is, I don't know, who's responsible for hiring? There you go. There is the final, folks. Full. Unfortunately, I was still at working for first half, but still good. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Sean. Let's go to the MLB site and check out their scoreboard here to look at our final result. Orioles improve, I believe, was it 20-5? What is going on? This has to be one of our best spring, what do you call it? This has to be one of our best spring records in history. Right? I'm thinking. Oh, is that when Flanagan was in charge?
All right, there you go, folks. Your final score: the Orioles 13, the Phillies 4. 13 runs on 12 hits, 1 error for the Birds, 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Phillies. Dean Kremer gets credit for the win, 3-1 record, ERA just under 4. Taijuan Walker got absolutely obliterated. His first decision is a loss, and his ERA is a number you don't want to hear. It's very large. The Orioles put up 5 runs in the first to set up pretty much how things would go. With a 2-run second, they made it 7-0. Phillies tried to battle back. They scored 3 unanswered to make it 7-3. In fact, they made it 7-4 going in the top of the 7th. So 4 unanswered runs got the Phillies back in the game. But as soon as that got there, the Orioles said, okay, enough's enough. Let's add 6 more to our 7, make it 13. Santander with a home run. Ryan O'Hearn with a home run. Gunnar Henderson with a home run. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, Flanagan and McNally. That's right. Only a 3-hour game. A 3-hour game. And again, do we have a record? Yeah, there it is. 20-5. How would you like it if we were to win? What is that? 20? So that would be 80%. We are winning 80% of our games. How would you like to have an 800 record in the regular season? I think that would be like 120 wins, right? Like 125 wins and 35 losses or something. Something nuts. Yeah, I don't think we're going to quite do that. McPhail, spelled with an F. I see what you did there. All right. Folks, that is going to do it for me. If you don't mind, again, I can't believe the difference. Is it because if I turn it this way, yeah, I think that's what it is. It's just too much light that's putting me in shadow. Yeah, you can't be backlit, Steve. That's how it works. But hey, listen, to all those who have watched here with me today, I appreciate you guys in chat. And anybody who might be watching this later, thank you as well. Please let me encourage you to hit the like button down below to help this channel grow. And even more importantly, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. I'll let you know when I'm on the air. But it's pretty easy, folks. I plan on being on for every regular season of the Orioles. If I'm under the weather or if there's just something that I have to do. I got a feeling I'm not going to be able to do 162. But I'm going to do my best. So, yeah, go ahead and give it a try. And sub up, why don't you? We're going to have a fun summer, I think. I mean, if the spring is any indication, I tell you what. Yeah, so yeah. Also, you can leave a comment down below. I'll be sure to get back to you. And thanks a lot, guys. This has been the BirdWatcher. And I'll chirp at you later, okay? Take care.